congregations are trying to become more involved in their local communities, but a new poll from the Barna Group finds only about...
Good morning, everybody.
...think the church has any role to play in addressing the primary problems besetting their towns or cities. The vast majority of Americans look to elected officials for solutions to the most pressing problems. After that, they're most likely to look to themselves and their neighbors. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
A new study reveals that 80 years after the Holocaust, about 245,000 Jewish survivors are still living in more than 90 countries. About half of them reside in Israel, while 18% live in Western Europe, 16% in the U.S., and 12% in countries of the former Soviet Union. The vast majority of the remaining survivors were children when the Holocaust began, and the median age is 86. This is SRN News. Hawaii's governor wants some changes.
Hawaii Governor Josh Green used his annual State of the State address to propose aggressive steps to shift more vacation rentals into residential use to meet both Maui and the state's acute housing needs. Green is proposing exempting vacation rental owners from capital gains, conveyance, and general excise taxes if they sell their units to owner occupants.
Good morning. Good morning.
Landlords. House Democratic leaders say they have common priorities with the governor, particularly on affordable housing and mental health care. John Scott reporting.
A House Republican is calling U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas the architect of destruction, says his actions warrant impeachment. On Fox News Sunday, Texas Congressman Michael McCall said that Mayorkas is solely responsible for the amount of fentanyl and the number of people on the terror watch list that have come into the U.S. More details at srnnews.com.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner.
We're getting ready to go on in a few minutes, guys. Stay with us. We're at 99.1 Real Radio. Real Radio, not...
kind of project.
Come on.
The pros. Check their availability.
Got news for you, all kind of things.
Online. And what my wife loves most is that Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Sorry, I'm putting some stuff on my other feed, so...
Buying some pretzel sticks?
Excuse me?
This is your wake-up call from TracFone Wireless.
Okay.
What if you didn't eat all those pretzel sticks by the end of the month, so this store took them back?
Good luck.
That's how some wireless companies are with your data, but TracFone Wireless gives you unlimited carryover data with active service, so you keep what you pay for. Plans start at $20 a month.
Wow, that's cool.
Sir, are you bothering the customers?
I'm gonna get back. Hey, hold on, guys.
TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. See terms and conditions at TracFone.com.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that the 5-hour Hollywood 360 show and the 30-minute podcast can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires. That's 24 classic radio shows per month, plus the games, celebrity
I misspelled a word on there.
trivia, and much more. Listen to Hollywood 360 and Radio Rarities whenever you like. Visit Hollywood360radio.com to subscribe. That's Hollywood360radio.com.
Where can you be a star athlete and a math superstar?
Oh, wow. What's up, everybody? We'll appreciate it.
Graduate school or your dream job and make friends with a journey. Where can you challenge your mind and inspire your soul?
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to fit your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent.
Water, good for you. Wow, man. I tagged a lot of people this morning. I appreciate you guys coming on. Welcome to 99.1 FM WQEE The Key and the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown.
On the Facebook at Sweetland on Ice or Instagram at Sweetland on Ice Official. To book a party or learn more about a seasonal pass, to contact Lizzie at sweetlandamp.com. Lizzie at sweetlandamp.com.
Hank Arnold here from Cowie the Force. Cowie the Force is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our...
Good morning, or good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are from today.
Or follow us on Facebook.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson
Wow, I had a lot of people on.
Here in Noonan. Same great taste, the best chicken around.
Get into the feed and tell me where you at.
Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Stay on. We got a great show ahead.
Right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Newton.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of The Rod Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE. I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern. You'll hear plenty of the best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's the Rod.
Keep going up, guys. We appreciate it. Stay with us. We're getting started right after this spot.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE. Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show with Matt McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country with Matt McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this
All right, here we go.
its management, or its clientele.
This is Adam Finelli of the Columbus River Dragons. Your home for River Dragons hockey in Noonan 99.
Oh my goodness, where did all you people go? What's up? Keep going. You are ready for a Monday edition of your favorite radio show. You are in lockdown right now. That's right. We're putting you in lockdown, and all the ones that escaped, I got old Red coming after you. You're not going to escape because you're in lockdown with yours truly. Let's kick this Monday off. Who am I? I'm RyanORadio, Penitentiary host. You're in lockdown with yours truly, Ryan Neal, of course, and yes, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud. Across our RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio, Arizona, New Mexico, and all over the Navajo Nation. Real radio and internet radio there. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and the Jordan Communication of family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at the heartbeat of Atlanta, 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and we are in downtown Noonan. That's right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, a very, very good night. It's time to wake your you-know-what up and get out there. A Red Bull will do you, but a RyanORadio Penitentiary. And to my haters, listen up. Whether they like it or not, I am the man around here. How was your weekend, folks? Well, it was a pretty good weekend for me. I'm ready to have another one, I guess you would say. We're heading into February. Gosh. February is right around the corner. Woohoo! Man, wow. Hope you had a great weekend. And as we get ready to get some of your headline news, a lot of stuff has come up in the news, and some of the stuff we're going to get into more details this morning. Also, we go inside the Coach's Corner because we have a week full of guests again. We go inside the Coach's Corner with Coach Tommy Lewis this morning. He and I are going to talk some Landmark Christian War Eagle sports. I want to get his thoughts on the Final Four this past weekend playoff game, AFC, NFC. We now know that it's the Chiefs and Taylor Swift and the Chiefs taking home Brock Purdy and the 49ers in the Super Bowl coming up this week. And our friends at the Rod Peterson Show are going to be on Radio Rhodes. So that'll be all week long on the midday next week on WQEE. So get ready for, or is it this week? It might be this week. They're going to be on Radio Row. We'll have that. Also, ladies and germs, coming up this hour, we got a lot more in store for you. We'll talk with Coach Tommy Lewis there. We got a full week of great guests that you want to tune in. Tomorrow, Shane B. in the final period. We'll talk movie reviews. Our sports analyst, Sports Beat's very own Richard Holderwitz tomorrow. Weird Wednesday. That's Twisted Tuesday. Weird Wednesday. You and I are going to get a little weird, and we'll talk about some strange and unknown. True Crime Thursday. Usually have true crime experts, but we'll have our blogger, our traveler expert, Sally Toole, join us on Thursday of this week as well. So Got a great week full, and Fridays are always the weekends. Getting ready. Hey, Royal Rumble. What a weekend it was for that. Not only are we going to talk about the Chiefs and the 49ers, we're going to dive into the Royal Rumble a little bit later on this morning. I know I normally don't do much of a wrestling except for on Wednesday, but this was a big one this past weekend. A lot of big things happened and the return of a few stars, so we'll get into that. 3 U.S. service members have been killed and at least 34 others injured in a drone attack. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few. Plus, the response from our country and Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Guys, keep going up. Stay with us. Stay with us. There, you got a lot of things. I'm sending old red out of you. This is the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Once you're in lockdown, you can't leave. We'll come get you and throw the key away. All right. We'll talk about Vincent Kennedy McMahon. We'll dive deeper into his lawsuits and this. He had to step down from TKO, and guys know I'm a big WWE fan, big wrestling fan, but you're not going to hear me be one of those people go, I'm going to defend him just cause I want to defend him because I like him. You're not going to hear me. I'm not going to defend him because I have respect for how he created a business, took his father's business and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar business. Hey, the business mindset is one thing, but the way he acted, living in his own apartment, he's away from his wife. Everybody knew they wasn't together. He got this young girl that he passed around to his friends, including John Laurinaitis. I don't know. We're going to get deeper into the life and crimes of Vince McMahon again this morning. I talked about it on Friday, but more details have come out. I've even read the actual lawsuit. The papers and everything. So it's detrimental to this man. Wow. Israel war. We'll talk about that this morning. And we'll get into the Chiefs and 49ers getting ready for that. Hey, guys, don't come off. Stay with us. We got to kick this morning off just right. Woo! Don't be getting out of the way there, right? One of my computers want to act up this morning, so we want to thank that computer for acting up. Thank you for acting up, computer. All right. Anyway, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. For those of you tuning in on the YouTube as well, we got you tagged to a lot of fantastic people coming on off and on throughout the morning on YouTube. We're on the WQEE 99.1 FM. That is right, WQEE 99.1 FM, the key. That is our YouTube page. You can follow us on there. We're everywhere on streaming sites, and we are real radio, so that means what goes on here is real radio, not some imaginary conspiracy lies. All right, let's jump into it. Today's daily devotion sponsored by Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. Pastor Jimmy Ellison, along with Pastor Cedric, Pastor Randy, and Pastor Darren, all invite you to come out every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. inside, 9:30 and 10:30 outside services, and 6:30 for the hip cool kids in the evening, NCCPM. It's Noonan City Church, transforming lives for Jesus' sake. Come from our daily devotion prayer book I like to take out, which is Sarah Young, the author of Jesus Calling. She is bringing together on this 29th day of January this, folks. She has this. On this 29th day of January, she says, precious Savior. Hey, don't drop off, man. All you need this. Whether you believe or not, all you need this. I'm sorry. From Matthew 11:28 through 30, Joshua 1:5, and Isaiah 30:15. On the 29th day, precious Savior, I come to you needing to find rest in your presence, and I am sure this day will bring difficulties. It always does. And I've been trying to think my way through the trials I will face. I confess that I'm much too prone to rehearse my troubles over and 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 over in my mind. That's right, I do it over. This causes me to experience painful problems many times, but I know that I'm supposed to endure them only once. Come on back up. Instead of focusing on my problems, I choose to come to you and relax in your loving presence. Lord, I ask your strength in me and prepare me for this day. Transform my fears into a very confident trust in your trustworthy name, Jesus. Amen. Woo! As the old folks would say, that's a good. And I have them up. All right, guys. We appreciate you being with us. Come on, go back up. We got a lot to talk about. Share with your friends on the YouTube page as well. If you're listening to anything else or watching anything else, it's boring. It's boring. Nobody else can do what we do here, especially at the RyanORadio Penitentiary. One-man show better than three-man shows. Why? Because I know what I'm talking about. Tell me when I'm telling lies. You can't handle the truth. That's right. Let's jump into the news and headlines this morning. Here's some of the news sprinkles for you that you can check out on the WQEE page, our Facebook page. Escaped 17-year-old murder suspect captured by U.S. Marshals. Gunman targets targets a church, killing one person during a morning mass. Nancy Pelosi. You call her Pelosi, some of you do. Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, I heard you say it. Nancy Pelosi says she will ask the FBI to investigate pro-Palestinian protesters. Environmental activist attempts to vandalize the Mona Lisa. What? That's right. And we'll tell you, the Gaza Health Ministry urges 70,000 wounded people to leave occupied Palestine. And we'll talk about Palestine and history here in just a few moments. Israel at war. But let's go ahead and jump into a couple of other newsworthy notes this morning. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I tell you what, we got a few things we want to talk about. And the U.S., one of the top news stories this morning is actually coming from what's happening in the United States, connected to Israel, but we'll do the Israel news in just a few moments. 3 U.S. service members have been killed and at least 34 other injured in a drone strike in the Kingdom of Jordan. President Biden, the administration, and military officials said the 3 dead soldiers are the first U.S. military casualties tied to the ongoing war between Hamas and Israel in the wake of the Iran's militant surprise attack on the Middle Eastern country that killed 12,000 people on October 7th. Well, we got more details coming in for you this morning here from NBC News affiliates of this. Let's hear more about it.
After Iranian-backed militants killed 3 American service personnel and injured at least 30, all stationed in Jordan. They are the first American service members to die from hostile fire since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. The troops were there to support American forces in Syria and assist the military in Jordan. Their post is called Tower 22. Officials say it was hit by a one-way drone. Some of the wounded are being treated for serious shrapnel wounds. Others are being examined for traumatic brain injury. Since the Israel-Hamas war, Iranian-backed militants have repeatedly carried out strikes from Iraq, Syria, and notably Yemen, where the U.S. and its allies have intercepted dozens of missiles and drones. Iran's foreign minister told our Martha Raddatz just days ago that no one would benefit from a wider war. Tonight, the White House is walking a fine line between fighting back and risking a larger conflict. ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang leads us off.
Tonight, the first American troops killed by enemy fire since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. The White House blaming Iran-backed militants for the deadly drone attack on a U.S. base in Jordan, near the border with Syria. 3 Americans at Tower 22 base were killed and at least 30 were injured when the drone strike made it through the base's air defenses. The Pentagon says some of those injuries are serious, including shrapnel wounds and possible traumatic brain injuries. President Biden addressing the attack today at South Carolina, vowing to hold those responsible accountable.
Here's what he had to say. All right, this is getting more even detrimental than we known before, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to keep an eye on what's going on continue to go up there on the YouTube page there. We still got all kind of 50,000 plus of you on the Shoutcast. But this is something we got to keep an eye on the world for. What are we going to do? We're kind of in the middle. We don't want to get involved, but we have to get involved. We've been attacked. We're going to retaliate against Iran. Iran's always kind of been this way. Years and years. For those of you that's been born in the last decade or less, the Israel Palestinian war has been going on for over 100 years. Of course, for those Bible scholars out there, they know how long it's been going, even longer. So we've got to understand that things like this happen a lot of times over the years, and really and truly, they don't really stop their fighting amongst each other. It's just that when something major happens, then it turns into what we call a conflict and a war. But they don't really stop it all that much. I mean, they don't have ceasefire. They have, you stay over there and I stay over here. But if you come after me, I'm gonna shoot you. There's no ceasefire. Ceasefire would mean to nothing ever happening and all this kind of stuff, and nothing ever happening, this, that, and the other. Hello, brother. How you doing this morning? I appreciate you being with us. Tell me where you're from, what part of the world you're from. Thank you, Gino, for liking it and everything, my brother, from Vegas. I didn't think you were up this early. That's what, 4 o'clock there? He must be getting up early. He's got a full day ahead. Oh, man. But anyway, folks, we just don't know. This stuff's been going on. What the news don't really give you a lot of times to tell you that this is a conflict that's been going on for over 100 years. It's not something new. We get it into it. I am from the U.S., my brother. Where are you from? And major in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta area, Georgia, in the United States. All right, tell me where you're from there. Shavam, I hope I'm saying your name right. Wow. Worldwide listeners, we appreciate it. But we'll keep you abreast of what's going on as it continues to move forward, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll have more details coming up after the break. India. Well, thank you for being on with us, my friend. We'll give you details more with the Israel-Hamas conflict after this break in just a few moments. But first, environmental activists in Paris threw a pumpkin-colored suit at the Mona Lisa on Sunday, expressing their concerns of the world's agriculture and food systems. What they feel is, well, not a great response from world leaders. The iconic painting is protected by a heavy bulletproof glass and was not damaged, which we knew that wasn't going to happen because of that. What is more important, art or the right to have healthy and sustainable food system, says the activist, speaking in French. Our agricultural system is sick. It appears that there's no logical tie between throwing soup at the Mona Lisa and expressing, thank you, I appreciate that, and expressing anger over agricultural policies and food systems. Man, this morning, stay tuned. We're going to talk about Vince McMahon, his lawsuit, him stepping down from TKO. I'm going to get more detrimental in that. And look, it's kind of my example to the world out there to stop supporting all of these people that you want to support because I want 5 cents off my eggs, or I don't like gas prices and I don't care what somebody did. Big Vince McMahon fan here, big wrestling fan here. Going to talk about the Royal Rumble this morning and some of the surprises. But we're going to get into Vince McMahon and his leaving the company, what Triple H had to say about it, which is his son-in-law, and and this young girl that was victimized. All she knew what she was doing. Yeah, I know. All you women are nothing but a you-know-whats, because good men that's always been stealing from everybody. Yeah, we'll talk about that this morning. You might not like what I'm saying, but tell me when I'm telling lies. That's right, buddy. That's right. He says, my voice sounds so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Then we've got to take a look at what's going on with traffic in just a few moments. One more newsworthy note this morning for you. Prosecutors in Colorado have filed a lawsuit and charges against the ex-husband of Republican House member Lauren Boebert in connection with the family-related incident they had last month. Jason Boebert, who, they filed it against him on Wednesday of last week. He and her basically were sitting at dinner. They're exes. They got into it in this nice restaurant, and I guess he decided he didn't have to. do what the police officer said because of who his ex-wife was. They got into it. So he got arrested for disorderly conduct, as well as trespassing and, other petty offenses. It happened on January 6th of this year. What a way to have something happen major on January 6th. Don't want to offend some of the other people out there for that. They're going, nah, don't say that, Ryan. My lizard people told me. I'm sure the lizard people told you it was real, and the flat earthers told you it was real. Uh-oh, only got a few people on. They don't want to hear the truth. He wants to tell me what I want to hear, Ryan. If you're going to tune into somebody else, I appreciate everybody around the world tuning in. We got a lot of worldly people. But if you're going to tune in somewhere in the United States, where are you? Why don't you tune into this show? This is the best show ever. And I'm not just saying it because I know what I'm doing. Tell me when I'm telling lies. All right, let's take a look at your traffic, brought to you by Killingworth Realty. You guys, if you want to share, you can share there. I'll appreciate it.
My husband Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-525-0047 to schedule a free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this.
31 minutes past the hour. It is 39 degrees in the Atlanta area, and the time temperature is brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 10th Street in Noonan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your background painting is so good. All right, thank you. We'll appreciate that. It's always for sale, too. Let's take a look at the traffic this morning. Cobb County crashed to second left lane, I-285 northbound at Pace Ferry Road, exit 19, up to about 20 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Kennesaw, there's a crash in westbound near I-75, blocking left lane. Be careful there, up to about 7:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also a crash in Cobb County once again near exit 271. Delays will be up to another 5 or 10 minutes. No traffic issues on Bullsboro as well as Lower Fayetteville Road and Popular Road in LaGrange. From the radio station, Jack Street looking good, picking up a little bit. Buses coming by as the kids ready to get out there. Head down Interstate 85 southbound, Hogansville and Grantville. No reports from the Hogansville Police Department or Grantville Police Department. Good morning to our friend David Clark and everybody over there in Grantville at the Grantville City Council. Heading on down to LaGrange, New Franklin Road picking up as well as Commerce Avenue. No major issues there, just traffic heading into downtown LaGrange. Down into Lynette Valley, Alabama, all looking good there. If you see something else, so you shoot us an email at 99classicrock@gmail.com. That's 99classicrock@gmail.com. Go ahead and let us know. If you see something I don't see, news, weather, traffic, events going on, we'll appreciate it. Let me know. If you got community events, sports events, anything, let us know. 99classicrock@gmail.com. We're happy to announce it. And we're also happy to go ahead and tell you also, you can let us know if some traffic or weather going on. We don't know. Also, just like this big event, Run for Angels and Chicken Q coming up February 3rd, 5K, 10K, and fun run beginning at 8 a.m. Chicken plates are for sale from 9:30 a.m. to noon at Noonan First United Methodist Church, 33 Greenville Street. Sponsored by our friends at the Kiwanis Club of Noonan. Oh, yeah, back in a moment. Thank you for subscribing, my friend. Send it out and get more subscriptions there for us. More RyanORadio Penitentiary right after this. You guys are in lockdown. And for those that escaped earlier, well, we had all the way up to a whole bunch of people on. Old Red is coming after you. I done sent him out of my crew. We're coming to get you. Say right there, we're putting you in a penalty box for safekeeping. Forecast on this Monday brought to you by Active Pest Control. Some clouds early this morning, giving away to mainly sunny skies by the afternoon. High near 53, north-northwest winds, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear, then a few clouds from time to time, low near 29, light and variable winds. Tuesday, some clouds early in the morning, giving away the mainly sunny skies, high near 59, light and variable winds. Nice to meet you too, brother. Nice to meet you. I
38 winds, light and
appreciate it.
And by your Wednesday, high near 55, With a mixture of sunny clouds, northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Water, just let everybody know. Water,
Tonight
see?
with generally fair skies. That's your active weather forecast. Sponsored by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall.
What y'all thinking that's moonshine since I live in the South? Some of y'all, some of you folks watch around the world might.
Active Pest Control. 34 Jefferson Street, here in Newton. Active Pest Control offers the best services and prices to protect your home, offering both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like bed bug, vermin roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line of defense. Active Pest Control, repair, bond, best termite coverage around. Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street, Newton, 770-954-9941.
Keep going up, guys. Get back. We had 12 people when this thing first started, and it kept going up and going down. I wonder if YouTube's messing with me. Yeah, they wouldn't do that.
She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice.
Give you water. There you go.
706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sale agent.
You're walking, shopping, or on your favorite trail. You get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively. With technical drills to build their survival skills, you can be your own hero. Classes and private seminars.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Learn today to have a safer tomorrow.
Maybe to get
Warrior Defenders.
the money going up. I appreciate that. My voice is sweet. That's good. Gotta get rid of that commercial. Woo! Yeah! Hold on one moment. You're saved by the bell. All right, welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown. Come on out of the penalty box. Everything's going to be all right. Come on out. Come out. Still this morning, we're going to talk about Vincent Kennedy McMahon and the lawsuit against him, the life and crimes of Vince McMahon. I don't think they're going to be doing a documentary on this man, his life and his creation of the company after these lawsuits coming from this Janelle Grant and more. Man, this is probably going to piss off all the freaks that like to go, man, they're changing everything, man. We just can't slap a woman on the butt anymore. We just can't be hateful and destructive. Yeah, I know. United States just can't be like it was back in the 60s anymore, right? Well, Vince McMahon is in some deep doo-doo, as they would say, because we're on radio, so we can't cuss like that. Anyway, you don't have to cuss to get your point across. Only an uneducated person would have to do that, right? Tell me when I'm telling lies. Come on, you don't like it when I tell the truth to you. All right, some people just can't handle the truth. Welcome back in, guys. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. We're in lockdown. We're about 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. Still holding at 40 degrees here in the metro Atlanta area of Newton. We'll continue. We'll get into the Vince McMahon topic next hour, plus a little Raw review. And the Chiefs and the 49ers will be at it. We'll talk a little bit later on in the morning about that and get the thoughts from Coach Tommy Lewis inside the Coach's Corner. Also, tomorrow morning, our sports analyst from the Sports Beat, Richard Holdridge, will join us, and we'll talk more about 49ers and Chiefs. I see what he's ready. Taylor Swift and the Chiefs are going to take on Brock Purdy and the 49ers. Oh, my goodness. We'll talk more about that tomorrow morning since Richard is a big 49ers fan. Also, movie reviews. We'll talk about the top 10 movies from over the weekend and the Beekeeper taking the number one spot. I got to get the thoughts and process from our movie reviewer, Shane B. He's our Siskel, he's our Ebert. Don't go off. He's our Siskel, he's our Ebert. He gives 2 thumbs up to movies that are good, and he gives the stone cold salute to the movies that are not so good. We'll talk about that tomorrow morning. All right, let's jump into some other headline news here this morning. Israel's ramping up a major offense against Hamas in the southern Gaza Strip on Saturday, as the United Nations agency announced it has fined the Israel for the war and alleged involvement in Hamas. Also, no, they have fined not Israel, but Hamas and their terrorist attacks on October 7th beginning. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, they're also asking for operations. IDF coordinated a high-intensive military operations in order to root out the terrorists, where many hostages have been targeted and kept so they can get them in. And a large number of military officials have been killed in the fighting on Saturday, according to the Times of Israel, which is a newspaper there in Israel. All crew members are safe, and fires have been put out aboard a British oil tanker that was in the Gulf of Aden that was hit on Saturday. Iran rebels did this, and of course we talked about what happened with Iran earlier, killing 3 Americans. The Gaza Health Ministry Sunday urged that at least 70,000 wounded Palestinians to leave the occupied territory of Gaza as for treatment as Israel war continues in the wake of the genocide allegations. We urge the 70,000 injured and sick people to leave for treatment abroad, to save their lives, said the Gaza Health Ministry in a statement. In an earlier statement on Sunday, the same ministry said that the Nazar Medical Complex, besieged by Israel occupants, forces have occupied it with. There's medical and non-medical waste everywhere inside and outside the facility. Palestinian officials, hey, go up, stay with us, don't leave. Palestinian officials are urging for the safe passage to transfer for the wounded in the need of the neurosurgeon for a nearby Jordanian field hospital. In total, Israel forces have killed 26,420 people in Gaza, injured 65,000, over 60, and more than the violence between Israel and Hamas has continued since October 7th. The families of 150 people killed were forced to bury their dead in a courtyard there next to the medical complex on Sunday. We're going to keep you abreast of what's going on with this, as this continues to be the biggest news story going on in the world right now. Meanwhile, a Palestinian man was shot and injured by Israel forces in the West Bank, according to the Palestinian State News, WAFA. He was taken to a local hospital for his injuries. Wow. Man, the things going on in Israel at war. You know, we got to start knowing, like I said earlier, these people, this war's been going on, things been going on. It's getting more detrimental out there. And for us to complain and fuss and cuss and whine and cry about the United States of America, at least we're not having to go through all this. I know some of your imaginary flat earther conspiracy nuts out there think that you're going to go to war and you could actually fight the government because you see these memes on the internet that says, you need a hillbilly. You know, you got this mindset that you can play Red Dawn, but the reality of it is you can't even get out of your wheelchair because you're eating too many McDonald's Big Macs. I mean, you really think guys, you got to stop. We're in the greatest country ever. And that's why I bring up this Israel news every morning. It's important, first of all, and second of all, it's important for us to understand that that we live in a great country, even though we disagree politically on the left and the right. Oh, left and right. Oh, God. For my listeners, they know I'm independent, so I just can't get into all that imaginary conspiracy theories on both sides. I call them lies because it's what they are. But, this right here, this is detrimental. This is what's going on. People are dying, and Hamas terrorists have got the Palestinian people believing that they're good. They got them kind of believing they're the good guys, and they're utilizing them as shields and everything. And Israel, of course, is going to continue to do their thing. And then with Iran attacking a U.S. military, killing 3 U.S. military over the weekend, this thing is just, we're deciding whether or not what we should do, how we should handle this. And that's a great strategy, whether you like the current president or not, but it's a great strategy. We don't need to go, well, so-and-so could, no. Nobody's scared of nobody. Nobody in any other country is really scared of us, okay? All right, just because we're a free country and we can get out here and we can cuss and raise Cain and we can say what we want to say and we can do what we want to do in America, well, to a limit. I mean, of course, you can't get a bathroom on the streets. I mean, I wouldn't want some human sitting on the street using the bathroom and having to pick it up with one of them dog, bags or whatever. But I mean, to a nice normal freedom, okay, ladies and gentlemen. We have all this stuff, and trades around the world and all this different stuff that we got, ladies and gentlemen. We don't look at what happened during the pandemic. Some people think the pandemic, why couldn't we come back? Well, the rest of the world was shut down for 2 years, and this is facts, not fake. This is facts. The rest of the world shut down from 2020 almost into 2022. We were reopened because the United States, we're going back out. We're going to go to work. We're going to do our thing. It's just the way we are in America. It's not we're selfish or anything of that sort. I know there's so many people who, what are y'all selfish? No, it's just we're Americans. We're ready to go back to work. We didn't feel like being stuck in. There's nothing selfish about that. I mean, we're humans. We got a little selfishness. All of us have a little selfishness to us because we're human beings. But I don't think that was selfish there. But I'm just saying you got to use your knowledge and your school and your education to understand that a lot of stuff was expensive over the last couple of years because of the trades and the supply and demand and other countries just officially opening up afterwards and all this kind of stuff. So just a lot of different things. And with Israel being at war right now and with Hamas that are terrorists, and I don't want to offend you if you're a Palestinian, that's not what I'm trying to tell you. I'm just trying to get you guys to understand that they're probably using you the same way so many people are indoctrinated right now by people with a lot of money. If they got a lot of money, they must be a good guy. If they got millions of dollars, they must be a good guy. 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 And we got people who will fall for that in our country. Why wouldn't you think that in Palestine that they don't fall for these Hamas, telling them, hey, they're bad guys, we're the good guys? Why these so-called brave soldiers in Hamas are hiding in hospitals, children's hospitals, and have women and children as shields? I mean, they're very, very brave. You know what I'm saying? And even the leader, one of the son of we played this on the show. One of the son of one of the Hamas terrorists said, "Hey, you don't know what it is. They are really a terrorist group. I know. I grew up in it. I understand. You don't understand our here and there and here and there and here and there. You don't understand what's going on over here in this war and what people feel on both sides." And I told you Friday that Israel doesn't want to do Israel or Palestine or don't neither want to do a two. They don't want to share. Palestine feels like everything's theirs from where they're at Gaza all the way to the West Banks. Israel don't want to do it because they feel like what they have is theirs. And you can't tell either side they're wrong because what they have is theirs, but they don't want to do they don't want to do a compromise, and there will be no compromise. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Sunday said she will ask the FBI to investigate the financing of a pro-Palestinian protesters, seemingly brought to you by Russia. She said, for them to call for a ceasefire is Mr. Putin's message. Mr. Putin's message. Make no mistake, the direct contact to what he would like to see. Same thing with Ukraine. It's about Putin's message. That's what she said in an interview on Sunday to a news media, national news media. She says she thinks only some of the protesters are spontaneous, organic, and sincere, but some are connected to Russia. Well, we always hear this on both sides of the aisle in the United States, that when somebody disagrees with somebody, it's not them. No. Everyday people would never do anything wrong. If you vote Democrat, you would never do wrong. If you vote Republican, you would never do wrong. Not at all. You would never, ever do wrong. Well, the only thing I agree something needs to be investigated into it, but I don't know if I'd say that Putin even cares. Putin's like, I don't really give a damn. He's over there just trying to destroy Ukraine. He is for Palestine to destroy Israel, of course, because it's more money for him. But we're going to sit around and we're going to play lizard people in the corner on one side, and we're going to play imaginary conspiracy theory. I want to be a parakeet on the other side. And we got, you know, I know that Mr. Putin's message is this. He may be for this, but that there's people that are falling for that. It's just like I said, an example. We got to understand, people fall for what people say. Okay, it's a cult-like behavior. This is why a lot of people ask me the question, why do you cover cult stuff on your show? Why do you talk about these cults and push it? Because what I want you to learn from these cults is not their hippy dippy life or follow somebody or Jim Jones or whatever, the fake churches or whatever. It's to show you the mind control somebody can have over, one person can have over a mass of people by telling them what they want to hear. Okay. Putin, there's people who will follow communism in this country the same way as there's people who will follow fake patriotism in this country. There's people who, well, this is the way it's got to be. When they don't, none of them, they quit school when they were 16 and did not finish learning history, government history, supply and demand, economics, and all this kind of stuff. And then you go to college. That's the point of going to college. Whether you finish college or not, man, I did finish college, but whether you finish college or not, taking a few of these classes will be great for you. Here's the thing. Even if you don't want to go get a college degree, take a few of these classes at your local community college. Get yourself updated on economics, take these particular classes, government history, take these classes, and you can learn that everything I'm telling you, because tell me when I'm telling lies, because you can't, is the truth. And in this situation, she may be right that Putin is influencing somebody, but it's probably an influence that these people are getting online by looking and go, he's right about this, and these people are wrong, and da-da-da-da-da. You're just going to have people that want to attack people 24/7. Why do you think we had the summer of violence a few years ago? Why do you think we had January 6th? Because you got people who, in their minds, think, I am doing right. And if somebody comes up and says, I'm going to whoop your ass, I'm going to go get the police, put them in jail. Somebody threatens you in the bar, you want to go throw them in jail. Somebody threatens you on the streets, you want to throw them in jail. But you don't want people thrown in jail because you're calling it protest when they're tearing things up like the Atlanta training facility or going on January 6th to the Capitol. You don't want this. You want to act like, well, I'm a good guy. There's no good guys in this situation. And the people that are doing it, she could say that some of them are spontaneous or organic and sincere, but the reality of it is when you're hypnotized by people telling you that everything is wrong on the other side and you're the only thing right. Sorry, you're human. We're all wrong. I don't care who you are, who you're for, what you do. You're human. Some of the things you believe are wrong. Yeah. Say, just like we're going to talk about, there's going to be some people that think that Vince McMahon should not, women do that, man. Also, passing a young woman along that don't have much money, that lives in the same apartment complex that McMahon did, 70-something-year-old man going after some young girl. Yeah, That's not no Epstein type stuff, is it? No. At least he wasn't on the list. But we'll talk about Vince McMahon coming up in the next period. Let's take a break. We're going to close out here. Got a couple of things I want to get ready done. We'll give you a couple of sports lineups heading into the top of the hour of sports news right after this. I got some headline news. The Chiefs, the 49ers. Can't wait for this one.
5 years, Travis Kelce, 11 catches for 116 yards and a touchdown as he set the record for most career playoff receptions with 156. Niners came from 17 down. Largest halftime deficit in conference championship game history. Beat the Lions, so the Chiefs and Niners will face off in Super Bowl 58, February 11th in Vegas. Chiefs seeking to be the first team to repeat as Super Bowl champion since 04 Patriots. While the Niners last won the Lombardi Trophy in 95.
Don't like me telling you guys that people are trying to use people. They ain't gonna like me. They're gonna come after me.
Jalen Durham, 22 points.
Nobody's gonna come after me. I don't think paranoid stuff. I do know that you have people that don't like you. And I'm not saying the government's the one who would do it, but maybe people that are in your same line of your business might come after you. Or not in the same line, because this is radio. This is real. People who play on the internet might want to come after you. Hey, keep going up. Don't come off. If you come off, you're losing everything I'm teaching you.
Chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Newton.
Shopping for insurance doesn't have to be stressful. I'm Christy, owner of Ellsworth Insurance, located here in Newton.
Oh, yeah.
We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers.
Here we go. We're getting ready to come back.
Life health and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurewithellsworth.com 770-755-7053. We look forward to meeting you soon.
I am Apostle Deborah Harris, pastor apostle of Kingdom Connected Ministries International at 121 Hillwood Circle, Leland, Georgia. Presenting Connecting the Kingdom. Connecting kingdom citizens, kingdom businesses, and advancing the kingdom of God in this hour. Join us each Tuesday at 10 o'clock a.m. with guests who are sharing their faith, business, and ministry.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. Coming up, we'll talk a little bit more sports in the final period as we go inside the coach's corner with Coach Tommy Lewis. But I'm going to give you a couple of score lineups from over the weekend. The Columbus River Dragons, our hockey team there in Columbus. River Dragons beat Baton Rouge Friday and Saturday. 3-1 on Friday, 6-2 on Saturday as they continue their voyage to the FPHL championship finals there. Also, the Chiefs beat the Ravens 17-10, and the Lions lost to the 49ers 34-31 with a big come-from-behind fight of the 49ers. I told you the 49ers are going. They're my pick for the Super Bowl champions this year. I think Brock Purdy and the 49ers can beat Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and the Chiefs. Oh, Swifties, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I got 2 words for you. Never mind, I won't get into that. I got 2 words for you. I'm right. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Everything I've said on this show has been true, from radio, media, to what's going on the internet. God, I don't know why everybody don't want to listen. I don't want to hear truth, Ryan. Truth is not what I want to hear. I want you to tell me a lie. I want you to tell me what Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon say. That's why they're going on X, to continue their lies. I want you to lie to me. It makes me feel good you lie to me. Because then I can sit there and say the earth is flat, there's lizard people are eating all the flies that I can't have. And taking the horse medicine to stop the COVID. Come on, guys, you want me to tell you the truth on both sides, right? People can't be parakeets, right? Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. That's the whole point. Everything I've said in the past 7 years on this show, radio into the internet and everything that we've been doing, has came true. It's not been a lie. I don't know what's going on with my phone not charging. All right, we're going to take a break. Back in a moment. Here's the latest from our good friend, the one, the only. Let's call him Rick Smith and labor history.
This day in labor history, the year was 1946. That was the day the United Electrical Workers joined the national post-war strike wave. 200,000 UE members walked off the job at General Electric, Westinghouse, and General Motors Electrical Division. Across the country, reduction of hours and phony job reclassifications led to a 30% wage cut, while years of wartime grievances piled young women on strike for the first time. Piecework and gender-based divisions of labor showed overwhelming support among the strikers and from the general public. Older male
Keep going up, guys. Where you at? They don't like it when you tell the truth there. Nope. My worldwide audience loves it. They actually get to see America. They're like, there's somebody indecent and intelligent.
Women picketers read, "We want to live, not just exist." And the pipes freeze. They don't care if we freeze in response to maintenance crews being allowed to pass. In Bloomfield, New Jersey, 6 restaurants turned their establishments over to the strikers. GE President Charles Wilson complained bitterly that blocked the gates of the GE Schenectady. Across the country faced violent confrontations and beatings as police on horseback waded through the crowd. Philadelphia strikers retaliated by pouring marbles onto the streets. Workers at GE and West would eventually settle for 18 cents an hour, less than what they had hoped for, but more than either company had been willing to give. Management would remain in shock for years of solidarity among the strikers and the community.
WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Noonan, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange.
With SRN News, I'm Keisha Stevens. The stage is set for Super Bowl 58. Kansas City Chiefs will take on the San Francisco 49ers Las Vegas on February 11th. Kansas City beat the Ravens 17-10. San Francisco beat the Detroit Lions 34-31. The United Nations chief wants money to continue to flow into Palestine.
The UN Secretary General has called on 9 countries to resume funding for UNRWA, the main unit providing aid in the Gaza Strip. The US, Britain, and other Western nations suspended funding to the UN agency after several employees were accused of taking part in the October 7 Hamas attack that ignited the war. In the past week, family members of the hostages and their supporters have blocked aid trucks from entering Gaza at the Penitentiary crossing, contributing to the backlog. The amount of aid entering Gaza remains well below the daily average, and UN agencies say distribution has been severely hampered by the fighting and delays.
Let's make sure we're plugged in.
I'm Rika Ann Garcia.
Aid does make it into Gaza.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate you too. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate you liking too.
Before he formally clinches the necessary delegates. Nikki Haley's campaign complained immediately, saying it wasn't up to the RNC to decide who the GOP nominee would be. Haley's team argued the resolution would deny millions of Republican voters from having a say in the presidential contest. The resolution was withdrawn. Greg Clugston reported.
At SRNnews.com.
Where can you be a star athlete and a mad superstar?
We're getting ready to go on. Hey, Cutie Pie. Hey, finally somebody said something, but we had a whole lot of people on since the top of the hour. Hey, beautiful. It's Andrea Polanis, my lovely bride.
Is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowetaforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to fit your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you.
All right, we're getting ready to go into it now.
For your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent.
What is good? 99.1 WQEE The Key. We got the hottest new show coming to you live, The Jet Stream. Tune in every Saturday on your 9 a.m. morning drive.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE. Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show with Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country with Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of The Rod Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE. I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern. You'll hear plenty of the best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's the Rod Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele.
A stern warning from President Biden after the deaths of American soldiers in Jordan. The president vowing to retaliate, promising in a statement to hold all those responsible to account at a time and in a manner of our choosing. The Republican criticism swift. Former President Trump issuing his own statement, blaming the attack on, quote, Joe Biden's weakness and surrender. Senator Lindsey Graham calling on the president to strike targets of significance inside Iran.
The Biden administration made major efforts to keep this war.
Keep going up, guys. They had a whole bunch of you on now.
Has failed.
Don't want to hear news. Want to hear gossip.
They have some autonomy, but this was Iran orchestrating attacks on U.S. military forces and interests in the social.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of a 45's Affair radio show where I play all vital 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Noonan, Georgia.
You got that right, boys and ladies and germs and boys and girls. You're in lockdown with us once again. It's period number 2. Get on up. We got a lot of people everywhere else, but the YouTube was up and down all morning. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If you want real news, you got it right here. If you want a real show, you got it right here. If not, well, then just completely shut down your social media because, hey, we're going to tell it like it is. Vince McMahon, what? Who am I? I'm RyanORadio Penitentiary host, Ryan O'Neal. Of course, I am. You got that right. I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud. Across the RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, the Jordan Communication of Family Radio Stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here, Real Radio. For real people, WQEE 99.1 FM The Key. Well, we tell it like it is. We're under FCC rules, which means we don't lie to you. We don't tell you some flat earth conspiracy about lizard people and parrot people. Or you can become a parrot. We tell you the real deal. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown with me all the way up. And look, I've already got Old Red coming after a lot of you. You're going to be back here singing to my haters. Boom, boom. Listen to this, haters. Damn straight, I'm the man around here, and I'm the man everywhere, worldwide, everywhere. And if you're not listening, then what you're doing is actually listening to people who don't know what they're talking about, because tell me when I'm telling lies. The straight edge independent skeptic is on the air, and because I care. That's what I was called to do. Yes, indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're in period number 2. This hour, we'll dive into Vincent Kennedy McMahon's The Life and Crimes of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. We'll look at the lawsuit and what happened with it as it continues to move forward since Friday, and him stepping away from TKO of the board of directors. We'll get into that. Also, I'll give you a little Royal Rumble review this morning inside this hour as we head into the final period. And we'll talk a couple other headline news that are making the world. Of course, one of our top ones is 3 U.S. soldiers are dead in a drone strike in Jordan. The U.S. is looking at what they need to do to get back. They're working on what needs to be done in this situation. We got too many people like, I want to go to war right now, or don't want to go to war right now. Well, these people know what they're doing, so shut the hell up and let them do their job. Opinions have gone way too far to where that's become your news is opinions. And when somebody like me tells you the truth, you get mad. You get mad because I'm telling you the truth. You get mad because I don't agree with one side or the other. Well, let them discuss what they need to discuss in the Washington, like them or not or whatever. I don't get it. I don't really care one way or the other. I don't really care, honestly. But tell you what, that's our top news story today. 3 U.S. soldiers are dead in a drone strike in Israel. Let's take a look at a couple other headline news for you. Nancy Pelosi said in an interview on CNN that she will ask the FBI to investigate in pro-Palestinian protests she believes that are a part of. Oh, come on off. Pro-Palestinian protests she believes have something to do with Russia. Also, a gunman targets a church, killing one person during a morning mass in Istanbul. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Gaza Health Ministry urges 7,000 wounded people to leave the occupied territory of Palestine. Environmental activists attempt to vandalize the Mona Lisa over lack of food and nutrition. And ladies and gentlemen, former President Donald Trump must pay writer E. Jean Carroll $83.3 million in damages for defrauding her name. Statements in a jury came on Friday afternoon. Also, prosecutors in Colorado have filed a lawsuit and charges against the ex-husband of Representative Lauren Boebert in connection with a pair of family-related incidents. The charges against Jason Boebert were filed on Wednesday of last week. Boebert faces a misdemeanor charge of obstruction of a police officer and many other things, including disorderly conduct, trespassing, and more. This had happened on January 6th at a restaurant where the two had met in Lauren's home, and they got into a loud, obnoxious fight in the restaurant. All right, guys, I know some of you want to defend her because she's on one side or the other. This girl, her mama don't even know who her daddy is. Her mom used to be a ring rat and used to chase Midnight Express and Rock and Roll Express and Ric Flair and all these guys around down there. Tommy Wildfire, Rich, Chick Donovan. I don't know if she can Chick Donovan. I don't want him to come put a headlock on me because he's too close. But used to chase all these guys around, ring rats. She don't even know who her daddy is because her mama don't know. Well, one time they tried to say Stan Lane of the Midnight Express was her father and come out two times. They took blood test and more, and it was known that no, Stan Lane was not the daddy, or as Maury would say, you are not the father. That's right. So Lauren Boebert, she then later she's getting drunk at a Beetlejuice theater production that's mostly for families, and her date that she had, she's kind of handsy with him. Okay, let's say it. I'm trying to come up with a proper way of saying things like this without it being eliminated off the page. But anyway, she got handsy with the guy. Now she meets up with her ex-husband, I guess, to discuss whatever they're discussing, and he's drunk and he's getting into it with her. And so now he's getting charged, and he pushed the cop around thinking, I'm going to do what I want to do, boy. I'm one of them there boys to do what I want to do, man. I met her. It's not like he didn't meet the girl in a bar, when she was 17 or something. We're talking about Boebert. Oh. And people say, she's doing great. She likes so-and-so. Since she likes so-and-so, it's great. That's right. I liked WWE, but that don't mean I'm going to take up for Vince McMahon. We got this coming up for you in just a few moments. Also, ladies and gentlemen, headline news. The Philadelphia Police Department have announced that an escaped 17-year-old murderer suspect by the name of Shane Pryor had been recaptured by U.S. Marshals, bringing an end to a 5-day manhunt that occurred. Pryor was taken into custody at 3rd and Roosevelt Boulevard in the city on Sunday without an incident. The Philadelphia Police Department said in a statement, adding that the teenager will be transported to its homicide unit. Photos published by the U.S. Marshals Services in Philadelphia show that Pryor was on the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority bus when he was recaptured. Investigators were conducting a surveillance in the area where Pryor was known to frequent when Pryor was observed boarding one of the buses. A U.S. Marshal put on X for your news. That's where you get your news now, is social media, right? All social media give me real news, boy. That's right. I get my social media news for Facebook and everything, man. I don't trust news sources. Authorities had been hunting Pryor since Wednesday when he escaped from police custody when he was transported to the Children's Hospital of Pennsylvania, where he was being treated for a hand injury. Police say less than 5 minutes after the escape, Pryor entered the lobby of a clinic at the hospital where he asked and denied permission by employees to use their cell phone. Videos of the interaction were published last week as well. You can check that out on our WQEE Facebook page. Wow. What did this kid do? We gotta go on down and find out more. They did find him. He did use somebody else's cell phone. I guess he was trying to get a ride or something. A $5,000 reward was offered to the public to the lead of the apprehension of Pryor, but they got him before they could give you the money out. That's right. Boy, I sure wish I'd have known that, dude. I'd have called on him and got my money, boy. I don't really care. I don't really care. I mean, I care for somebody I like, somebody I look up to. I care. 17 minutes past the hour, 40 degrees. Your time and temperature right to eye by the fantastic folks. Active Pest Control in Noonan, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Summer, winter, spring, fall. Don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Going to be a cool one today and going to be cooler tonight. And Nest program is in effect for the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. If you know someone in need of a place to stay tonight, whether it's a homeless person, someone living in a car, someone, because today people barely can afford to pay their rent anymore because they got $500 different bills, and people are just going to take advantage of them. Losers take advantage of these people. Losers take advantage of these people. Losers, okay? And then we want to defend these same losers when they get caught being child molesters or sexual assault and everything. We're going to defend them because I want to look up to them because I want to be just like them one day. Sure you do. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Homeless people who need a place to stay and everything. 5 p.m. check-in time at 17 First Avenue here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. Ask Noonan City Church. 6 p.m. will be dinner for those people in need. All right. All crew members are safe, and fires have been put out aboard a British oil tanker that was in the Gulf of Aden that was hit by a missile by Iran rebels over the weekend. This is the second time this has happened to a commercial tanker. And then we told you the death of 3 American soldiers in the Jordan area. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a New Jersey jury on Saturday convicted an admitted shooter of a former New Orleans Saints defensive end, Will Smith, of manslaughter in a 2016 traffic accident. The state of the jury returned a guilty verdict against Cardale Hayes, but also acquitted him of attempted manslaughter in the shooting death of Smith's wife, Rachel. Smith, of course, was a father of 3, a Hall of Famer in 2016. Now, Hayes is going to get 40 years for his wrongdoing. Good Lord. People just doing all kinds of things. Man, what kind of news is out there today? All right, still our top news story of the day, ladies and gentlemen. 3 U.S. soldiers dead, ladies and gentlemen. Top news story. 3 U.S. service members have been killed, at least 34 other injured in a drone attack in the Kingdom of Jordan. The 3 dead soldiers in the first U.S. military casualty tied to the ongoing war between Hamas and Israel in the wake of the Iran militant surprise attack in the Middle Eastern country, killing 12,000 people on October 7th of last year. While we still are gathering facts of this attack, we know that it was carried out by a radical Iran-backed military group operating in Syria and Iraq, said President Joe Biden in a statement on Sunday in the White House. These service members embodied the very best of our nation, unwavering in their bravery, unfiltered in their duty, unbended in their commitment to our country, risking their own safety for our safety of their fellow Americans, our allies, their partners, and with whom we stand in the fight against terrorism. It is a fight that we will not seize. That's right. During the political event on Sunday in Columbia, South Carolina, Biden called for deceased brave souls and held those gathered with a moment of silence. The number of injuries from an initial 25 to 34 in a sitcom, officials warned that the figures expected to fluctuate as service members seek additional medical service. Jordan is also condemning the attack. The Kingdom's Ministry of the Government Communications said in a statement carried out on public broadcast Jordan television that they are against what has just happened. Wow. They are condemning it. Man, I'm condemning it as well. That's our top news story of today. Second news story is Vincent Kennedy McMahon, ladies and gentlemen, the former owner and starter of World Wrestling Federation, took from his father Worldwide Wrestling Federation. He turned into a global juggernaut. He hired a number of people, but before it became a publicly traded company a few years back, it was a private company. Of course, there's a lot of things he's done over the years. Vince McMahon for the last couple of years has been paying off a lot of women that he has, been associated with when he was married and when he was running things and when they were working for him inside and outside the office. Some professional female wrestlers, mostly women that work in the office in Connecticut. Well, in a recent lawsuit brought against Vince and Kennedy McMahon, we're going to talk about this after the break in just a few moments. Vince and Kennedy McMahon, Janelle Grant, who lived in the same apartment complex as Vince McMahon, because Vince has his own apartment, by the way. He's got his own apartment in his Connecticut. He's got a place in his Connecticut office where he can stay and everything, because sometimes he worked all night long. That's the way Vince used to be. Now he's got his own apartment, of course. The home is where Linda lives. They've been separated for a number of years. Vince has been chasing all the women around the desk. He thinks he's J.R. Ewing. I don't know. I guess that's what he thinks he can do. I don't know. Billionaire. You can take the boy out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park trash out of the boy. And so Vincent Kennedy McMahon had his apartment in here, and this woman, supposedly Janelle Grant's parents, had passed away. So did she get a job or not? Some people said she was associated with the WWE. Now more details coming out when she was only in the apartment complex. He told her, this is his quote in a text, "You are mine, and I'll share your blankety blank between your legs with anyone I want to share because I own you. I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I did it, Austin. I did it. I did it to this woman." Well, Vincent Kennedy McMahon has stepped down from the board of directors in the TKO. TKO is the new board of directors that were founded by the Endeavor company that combined UFC, which they own UFC, with World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, Triple H had some things to say where he really didn't have anything much to say this past weekend, ladies and gentlemen, after the Royal Rumble. But we'll get what he said as well coming up in just a few moments, and we're going to talk about more with Vincent Kennedy McMahon. The life and crimes of Vincent Kennedy McMahon is our top Our second news story of the day, and I'm going to dive deeper into this once we get back from this break. So you guys better stay right there because you never know what we got in store for you. So stay tuned. I mean, if you got some ideas, throw it in the feeds here. Let us know. I know some people are like, wow. My example for this as I go into this news story is to show you that just because you like somebody, just because you think that they're somebody you respect for whatever they do in business, politics, or whatever, if they are associated with something disgusting, why continue to support them just because you want what? 5 cents off your eggs or something? Why continue to support people, guys? Look, I'm showing you right now, Vince McMahon. I've supported watching the Royal Rumble over the weekend, but that was for the men and women that work there. All right. We're going to talk about this. Plus, John Laurinaitis, formerly Johnny Ace, formerly probably the ex-father-in-law or the ex-stepfather of the Bella twins, will probably be the ex-stepfather of the Bella twins. He was part of this as well. We'll talk about this Janelle Grant. And I know you're going to have your 1968 mindset. Some of you will. But tell me when I'm telling lies. And those people with 1968 mindsets, you're just not going to like this. You can't handle the truth. All right. Anybody that defends Vince and what he's doing, obviously, is behind doing the same thing in their life. Because money is more important to them than doing right. And I've heard this, our society is not moral. Well, that doesn't mean anything. We have more moral people out there, more Christian people out there than anything else in this world, but they're being overlooked because people are going, well, you know what? I don't like old so-and-so. I know they're on that list and everything. This is not on the list I'm talking about. I know they're on that list and everything, but I'm still going to watch their movies. I know they're on that list and everything, man, but I still like them. They did good. I mean, they wouldn't because they're any wrongdoing. I still like them. I know they're on that list, man. I'm still going to get Victoria's Secret stuff. I know they're on that list, man. And all these people. And now Como, the former governor of New York, is accused of sexual assault too. Well, he's somebody I'll vote for too. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You got a lot of people out there. Just because you think they're going to do just because they do a good job in their jobs, don't make them moral people. Why do you think these people became billionaires in the first place? They were all immoral. They were all immoral in the first place. All right, back in a moment. We're talking about Vince McMahon and life and crimes next. Get this shared. I got a lot of people tagged. Let's get ready. This is the most important part of the morning.
Forecast for this Monday brought to you by Pest Control. Some clouds early this morning, giving away to mainly sunny skies by the afternoon. I near 53 north-northwest winds, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. There are a few clouds from time to time, low near 29 light and variable winds. Tuesday, some clouds early in the morning, giving away to mainly sunny skies, high near 59 light and variable winds. Partly cloudy skies for Tuesday night, a low near 38 winds, light and variable. And by Wednesday, high near 55 with a mixture of sun and clouds, northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. 30 is the low on Wednesday night with generally fair skies. That's your after weather forecast. Sponsored by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, quitters, aren't doing things at all. Michael the crew can exterminate and let a smackdown for you. Active Pest Control. 34 Jefferson Street, here in New.
Are you looking for a reliable dental practice that not only cares about your teeth, but is friendly to work with?
Brock Lesnar didn't come back.
Great deals and efficient promotions. Well, your search is over. Most Valuable Smiles in downtown Eatonton, Georgia is committed to giving you the biggest and brightest smile. Right now, get a $99 youth vision special including x-rays and exam. Maybe you're looking for veneers. Most Valuable Smiles veneer special includes one free veneer with every 5 purchased. Or get that bright white smile you've always wanted by taking advantage of an exclusive $100 off Zoom working treatment when you book today. And don't forget that 2022 is almost over. That means most insurance policies will reset by the new year, and to avoid losing that extra money, you need to use it or lose it. Book an appointment today with Most Valuable Smiles in downtown Eatonton to lock in these exclusive deals. Call 706-623-0318 or visit
MostValuableSmiles.com.
Shopping for insurance doesn't have to be stressful. I'm Christy, owner of Ellsworth Insurance, located here in Newnan, Georgia. We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers for home, auto, life, health, and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurewithellsworth.com, 770-755-7053. We look forward to meeting you soon.
This is Margie from Connecting Hearts Network. I'd like you to take just a moment and listen to Linda Kirkpatrick explain to you what Family Patterns Matters is all about.
Family Patterns Matter works with youth and their families to help overcome barriers that prevent their success. We meet twice a month with mentoring, tutoring, teaching life skills, resilience, gratitude, and kindness. We also bring music and art therapy. Please visit our website at www.familypatternsmatter.org.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to fit your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sale agent.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of the 45's Affair radio show, where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Newnan, Georgia.
Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. What's up, sports nuts, inmates, and more? We go inside the coach's corner with Coach Tommy Lewis in the final period of play. We'll talk a little landmark Christian sports, and I'll get his thoughts on the Super Bowl coming up between the Chiefs and the 49ers. We'll talk more about that going in the next period with some more sports news in the final period of play on this edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. All right, let's jump into it. It's the life and crimes of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a news story that has been taking the news by storm over the weekend. People talking about it and everything. They really don't have any insight to who Vince McMahon is or anything like that. They just look at, here's a billionaire doing something that other billionaires do, which is true. A lot of them do it. I'm not going to feel sorry. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a big WWE wrestling fan. I'm a fan of all the wrestling companies. I've supported the way Vince has run his company, the professional part of his company, not chasing skirts around the office, which trying to play J.R. Ewing from Dallas and everything, which is pretty damn stupid of any man that's got that kind of money. You would think that somebody with that kind of intelligence and the abilities to make that kind of money would not do something as stupid as this. But these men are stupid, okay? They're stupid. All these billionaires are. They're crooks, obviously. Obviously, they got what they got from being crooks, okay? I know that's going to offend somebody, and I don't really care, okay? Because people you know in your life that's got stuff, it's because they're crooks. Because if they were good, honest, hardworking people like Bill Gates, I guess you would say, I haven't heard anything about him. I know some of you don't like him because he doesn't vote the way I vote, so he's got to be a lizard person. Okay, I know. Get out of your imaginary conspiracy lies and get into reality here. Stop smoking that pot filled with whatever the hell they're sending into this country that is killing people. Stop doing that, guys, and start getting into reality. Stop using your 6th grade education telling everybody you know everything. You don't. Stop drinking moonshine that you make out in the woods. That's 9 times out of 10 more lethal than it is good. And everything, and start using your brain, your head for more than a hat rack. Okay. All right. That's an example of a man. Bill Gates is an example of a man that's never done anything to ruin his company. Okay. Everybody else has done things to ruin their company. And I'm telling you, as a person who has been following Vince McMahon for a very long time and following this company for a very long time, I have more of an opinion on this and a right to an opinion on this than most people do, because I have been following what this guy's done for years. All right, it's 34 minutes past the hour. We're still holding at 40 degrees. Active pest control, bringing you a look at your time and temperature. All right, Vince McMahon, back in his younger days, back when he took the company over, back before it became publicly traded. When it becomes a publicly traded company and starts selling into a corporation, they have to look out for lawsuits like this to get cost them even more money. Back in the day, he was just a normal millionaire. Now he's a billionaire. He was just a normal millionaire, started making his money. He only gave he didn't give guaranteed contracts. Wrestlers had to work whether they were injured or not. He would say things to women, but he didn't really. Back in the 80s and 90s, he kind of kept it in his pants because he could have lost the WWF at that time any day if he'd have done that to anybody that later on, once it became a successful entity and a global phenomenon, then he started acting like that. Like I said, you can take the trailer park trash you can take the boy out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park trash out of the boy, And Vince, I guess he never had anything his whole life. His dad was a promoter, and wrestling promoters back in the 60s, 70s, they were not multi-millionaires. Wrestlers were not multi-millionaires. They had to buy their own health insurance. If they were going to get paid, they had to show up and do four matches a day. Wrestling was not like it is today, where it's guaranteed contracts and money. If it wasn't for Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, God rest him, there would be no guaranteed contracts, guys. Well, Vince McMahon eventually used the Howard Stern method of making his company popular. DX doing the suck it. Stone Cold flipping people off. The Rock saying smell what the Rock's cooking and being a smart aleck. Godfather who's a pimp. Val Venus, who was a porn star. These were his stars that turned his company around from the cartoon characters he had in the 80s to that in the 90s to whatever it became afterwards, where real wrestlers started coming in like Eddie Guerrero, Batista, people like that that were there. A lot of great wrestlers wrestling. Brock Lesnar, who, by the way, didn't show up at the Rumble this year. And I'll talk about that a little later on Wednesday, possibly. But Vince and Kenny McMahon, a year ago, we heard that he was selling the company, 77, 78 years old, something like that. Heard he's selling the company. Took a picture of him doing the combine of selling the company, a large percentage of that company to Endeavor, who owns UFC, have a large percentage of that. They still kept on their president to run day-to-day operations where they were keeping Vince on. Vince was like one of those 1970s cartoon villains with his hair black and him trying to make himself look younger. Vince McMahon has an apartment on his off. He's got a place in his office where he can go to an apartment and stay because he likes to work extra hours. And he's got his own apartment. Well, it was an apartment complex. And the lawsuit just brought against us from Janelle Grant, a young woman. And I know we're going to hear the people want to call cancel culture, and we don't go hear the people, why is she bringing this up? Well, by the way, guys, think about this. The ones that say why she's bringing it up are those ones saying women shouldn't bring it up after 20 years. Well, they should have brought it up then. Well, now this woman is bringing it up, in a matter of speaking, close time to when the approximation of this happening. And people are starting to defend. I don't know how you can, to me, if you can defend him, that means that's the type of person you are. And I'm not sorry to say that. That's how I feel. And that's how most intelligent people with morals feel. And yes, we have more moral people in this world than we do have immoral people. And that's the honest truth. We just don't see it as much because we're all arguing over dumbass politics. That doesn't mean a thing. Well, anyway, let's get back to it. Vincent McMahon, in this lawsuit with this woman, she lived in the same building. I guess the parents died. Her picture looks like she's in her 20s. I don't know how old she is, but her picture looks like she's in her 20s. Well, I guess here's Vincent Kenny McMahon, the boss of the World Wrestling Entertainment, living in the same apartment complex. Well, I'm going to go ask for a job. I'd have did the same thing. Hey, can't pay my bills. I want to ask for a job. Do you have a job available? I mean, I'll be an intern or whatever. At least enough to be able to pay my bills here. Well, Vincent got, I tell you what, little lady. Come on, I'll come to the office and I'll give you a job. Actually, I got a different job for you, a different thing. Well, I guess he starts paying her, and he's taking pictures of her, because that's what dirty old men do. And I used to work with a dirty old man back in the day. In the radio business, it happens. That's what dirty old men do. They get money and they start paying women. I mean, good, really? God, if you saw one, you saw them all. God dang, what's wrong with you? I don't get it. I don't get it. I guess it's making power. I got money. I'm powerful. I'm above you. You're still a weak little human because there's only one powerful being in this world, and I'm looking up at the sky at it for those on the radio and on our podcasting. I'm just telling you. Anyway, let's get back to it. Yeah, God, they all these men with money think they're powerful. They think they're equal to you, right? They think they're equal to you. They go, God chose me and everything with their imaginary social media post. Yeah, they all, yeah. Oh, somebody come on, because I'm talking bad about somebody in my light. Anyway, back to this. This is a person I respected in all his struggles over here. But Vince does this. He starts sharing this woman, not only within the WWE with executives, including John Laurinaitis, but outside the WWE with friends and people and business associates outside the United States. Now, I know you're going to say, well, she probably got paid to be one of them hookers. I know. You want to defend the evil because you're the one that's probably went to a hooker before and paid, right? Pretty sure. Okay. Anyway, don't make me a bad person. Actually, it does. Okay. Actually, I was a woman and I used my senses to get men with money to give me things. That makes you bad. So I know all women are like that. Well, no, they're not all like that. Just because you want to play that game don't mean everybody plays that game. All right. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. Vince McMahon told this woman in Texas, text messages, that he owned her, she was his, and what's between her legs was his, and anytime he wanted her to use her for whatever he wanted to use her for anybody, then that's what he was going to do. Well, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Yeah. Now, don't be coming off the page, guys, because you don't like what I'm saying. Because you know you're probably feeling bad about it. Vincent Kennedy McMahon resigned from all of his roles with TKO, including TKO executive chairman and on the board of directors, changing the landscape of the business forever. This comes after the lawsuit that alleged that he was involved in sex trafficking and an abuse scandal from a former WWE employee, which I don't know if she was a WWE employee. He put her under WWE employee contract, but I don't think she ever went to the office. If she did, she showed up for whatever it was. I don't know what her job description was, but I guess for Vince, she was a sex toy to send around to people. Following the news, social media, and those with the company and outside the company that knew Vince for years, including a lot of the female wrestlers, get back on, don't come off, don't you guys come off, stay with me. You guys come off, you're showing me you're supporting the evil of the world instead of the right. I'm just saying, I'm here to tell you like it is, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. Insiders report that happiness and relief for all those overwhelming felt Vince McMahon got what was coming to him following the allegations made in the lawsuit. The past 24 hours with all the news, Slim Jim did pull their sponsorship from Royal Rumble, but I saw a Slim Jim commercial during the Royal Rumble, so I don't know if it was or not. Those in the company and outside the company somewhat expected McMahon to resign from the company, although they didn't think it would happen this quickly. The report states that one source said McMahon was a black cloud hanging over everything, that he wasn't involved in anything. And McMahon being in the company after Triple H was given a full reign of control was seen as more of a role of ceremonial because he had started the company. Wow. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. According to Ronda Rousey, the former WWE employee, she says Vince McMahon still has a hand in the WWE as long as Bruce Pritchard is there, because Bruce Pritchard is one of his suck-up men, kiss-ass men. Bruce, I'm not trying to make you mad if you end up watching this later on and everything, but I'm telling you, it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. That's how somebody feels. Triple H said at the media scrum, the media conference after the Royal Rumble of the weekend, he said, I want to focus on the positives and where we're going. He said, I'm not going to answer that question when he was asked about the Vince McMahon scandal. Vince McMahon is Triple H's father-in-law. He is married to Stephanie McMahon. And so, man, all the people rolling down are coming down. Come on now, what's wrong with you? Got a lot of things to tell you about with the Royal Rumble after the break. I'm going to give you a little short update on that. But the issue here is Vince McMahon, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Vincent Kennedy McMahon is resigned from his position. And over the years, he's done a lot of different things to people. People have lost their jobs. People didn't like him. The Ultimate Warrior had a problem with him. And then here comes back the Ultimate Warrior, goes into the WWE Hall of Fame, comes out to Raw the next night after WrestleMania, comes to the first Raw WrestleMania and dies that night. Strange, huh? Very strange. Very, very strange. So many people have different ideas of what's going on, but I'm telling you, I'm not going to respect this man, period. I don't care how much money he's made. I don't care who he is. Anybody that wants to sit around and defend a man like McMahon or anybody on those lists, I don't care if they're on the right or the left, you want to defend somebody just because you like the way they talk, there's something wrong with you. You have no morals. You obviously have done things that you weren't supposed to do. Because anybody defends Vince McMahon in this and tries to say, well, this woman knew what she was doing. Yeah, she might have knew what she was doing, but she was poor. She was poor, needed a job, pay bills. Some people just don't have, like I heard one person say, some people don't have what some of us have, morals. Some of us just live in the gutter before we take that. Just like you got people living on the streets out here. Those people will live on the streets before they sell their soul and their bodies to somebody like a McMahon. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a break, come back here in a moment. We're going to hear from Triple H on this, what happened and everything. We got a little bit of that. When we come back, I'm going to do a little review for the WWE Royal Rumble. Here's Triple H.
Speaking of the business side of things, it was about a year ago. The WWE board of directors unanimously opposed Vince's return to the company as executive chair due to the ongoing investigations at the time before ultimately going back into power. You, Stephanie, Nick, you were part of that. What degree of knowledge of the current accusations against him did you guys have at the time, and how does the situation affect WWE's relationship with partners going forward?
Yeah, so I'm going to do exactly what you would expect me to do. We just had an amazing week. Just a 10-year, $5 billion Netflix deal. Rock joining our board. We just sold out the Royal Rumble with 48,000 people in the Champion Field. I choose to focus on the positive. And yes, there's a negative, but I want to focus on that and just keep it to that.
Keep going up, stay with us. We had a lot of people on.
Hi there, Kevin Hawkins from the Ringer. Just a question was asked earlier to Cody, or what get your thoughts on it? Just what's being put in place just to make sure that employees feel safe, they don't feel like we're taking advantage of just what is being done to make sure that people that is in power can take advantage of employees under control. I'll give you the most generalized answer that I can. Everything possible. Yeah, that is a very important thing to us, a very important topic to us. It's as simple as everything possible.
Final question.
home in any market, but especially today's, can raise a lot of questions. Hi, I'm Amy with Killington Realty, and I'm from Colorado and serving the Cody and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-525-0047 to schedule a free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this alone.
Hello, I'm Tina Payne with Contour Mortgage, and we're so excited we have just moved to this new company.
Keep going up.
We are located at 560 New.
Keep subscribing, please, guys.
And we have some great products. Our interest rates are better than any other company, and we also have some great products for the VA. We can do a better deal for you with fees than any other company. We have a lot of different kind of programs.
The House of Light brings clarity to your soul, offering a safe space for healing through compassionate practitioners, services, classes, and wisdom, plus the tools to support you in our retail space.
Hello everyone, this is DJ Commando of the 45's Affair radio show, where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Newton, Georgia.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Let me give you a Royal Rumble roundup for this morning. A lot of big names showed up over the weekend, and Liv Morgan returned from injury. She was the final one in there. Jade Cargill made her in-ring debut for the WWE. TNA's Jordan Grace, the TNA Knockouts champion, made an appearance in the Royal Rumble, came face-to-face with the woman she beat. Naomi made a return and was almost tearful return. His crowd was just blown away. Here comes Natty out first in this. She comes out second, and they're face-to-face, and they shake hands, and then they start wrestling. Later on, about the eighth person was TNA's knockout champion, Jordan Grace. She comes in, knocks a few people down. Better than most of the women in the ring. She gets in there. She gives Naomi a big hug, and then they start fighting. But anyway, in the end, Bayley, who came in at number 3, wins the women's Royal Rumble. Pat McAfee returned to commentary with Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Also, WWE Fatal 4-Way for the championship had Roman Reigns spear Knight into the rope, knocking AJ Styles off, and him pinning Styles after they beat down, with the help of the Solo, after they beat down, of course, Randy outside the ring, and Roman retained the title. Of course, he's retained the title. U.S. title match, Logan Paul retains the U.S. title over KO with the help of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, giving him brass knucks. KO used those brass knucks, and guess what? Oh, yeah. He was disqualified. So he puts Logan Paul through a table and going about his business. Their feud is not over. In the men's Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar was supposed to be there, but he didn't. Andrade returned. The former Andrade 3 years ago in the WWE went to AEW, left AEW after their World's End pay-per-view that he lost to Miro, debuted in the Royal Rumble. Did pretty good, but, other noteworthy notes had the Judgment Day. Had the Judgment Day, had, of course, the two guys, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, along with Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Omos, Judgment Day, R-Truth, The Miz, and even Pat McAfee got in action and climbed over and eliminated himself. In the skybox was Roman Reigns and Paul. In one skybox, Seth Rollins and the other skybox. And the final two men, well, CM Punk, of course. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk were the last two men. And congratulations to CM Punk for not winning this one that everybody thought he was. I thought he was, but I think it's going to start a feud tonight with him on Raw with the world champion Seth Rollins. Of course, it's got to be second place, going for the second title, because Cody Rhodes let everybody know that he's going after Roman Reigns to finish the story. And the Elite, Cody Rhodes paid tribute to the Elite following the WWE Royal Rumble. And everything, of course, that's his friends in the Elite he met over the years. Cody Rhodes can now say he is the Royal Rumble winner 2 times in a year, outlasting 29 other men on Saturday night. Rhodes achieved a milestone last year and went for the same title, the Universal title, against Roman Reigns. And this year, he's doing the same thing. Rhodes appeared to pay tribute to the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, as he did the Too Sweet signature and Omega's gun signature at the end of his winning of the match. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Trey. I appreciate you liking everything on here, my buddy. Appreciate everybody liking everything and sharing and everything. So that was the end of that. Congratulations. I think CM Punk's going to return tonight. He's supposed to be on Raw. I think he's going to challenge Seth Rollins for the world title. Rollins will probably say, no, you can't have it. Whatever. Gunther wants that world title. We'll see. Gunther's got a match against Kobe Kingston tonight for the Intercontinental Championship. The tag team belts are on the line as Judgment Days, Finn Balor and Damian Priest defend against who are they defending against? They got to defend their titles against somebody. I can't even remember. Somebody gets a tag team title shot. Yeah, I got to find it right quick, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to find it right quick. If my computer don't freeze up over here. Yeah, it wants to freeze up after this one over here is rebooting. Don't reboot and don't freeze up. Okay, I guess you guys are not going to know. I'm not going to be able to tell you. I knew it was supposed to be somebody for the tag team gold tonight. But please don't freeze up my stuff. I really hate the internet we have. It's not wowful. It's not wowful. It doesn't wow me one bit. The internet we have here does not wow me at all. It's too slow, too obnoxious. I can't see how it's wowful. I know CM Punk is supposed to return to Raw tonight. And the Raw after Royal Rumble is going to be pretty big. They're on their way to Elimination Chamber next month. The Elimination Chamber month. And it's going to be held in Australia. So I'll see who's going to get what, when, and where, and why. Yep. We'll have tonight's Monday Night Raw. Returning to Greenville as Gunther will defend the, oh yeah, that's who it is. The Judgment Days, Finn Balor and Damian Priest will defend the titles against Johnny Wrestling and Ciampa. That's right. The DIY will get the tag team title championship tonight. A Grand Slam champion and everything. A Grand Slam champion. Heel turn teased and a 9-time world champion. Wonder who that is. He's going to have a heel turn tonight. Will it be CM Punk? Will it be Seth freaking Rollins? We'll see. The stars following shorter for Elimination Chamber coming up. Cody Rhodes is going to come out. He's heading to SmackDown. All eyes are on CM Punk, Becky Lynch, Nia Jackson, Drew McIntyre as well. All right, we're going to take a break, ladies and germs. That's right. Going to take a break. Stay with us. More on the way. Top of the hour. We'll go inside the Coach's Corner next hour. I'll get you a little football action, sports action, as the Chiefs defeated the Ravens. Wow. So Taylor Swift and the Chiefs are headed to the Super Bowl to take on Brock Purdy and the 49ers. We'll get into all that in the next period. Stay tuned.
Office for the first time, the Beekeeper taking in an estimated $7.4 million over the weekend, edging out by about $100,000. The rest of the top line, the same as last week, with Wonka in third place, followed by Migration
That's what you do. You smash it if it don't work. I don't even know what's going on with my other little computer. No, that's not what we wanted.
The 66th Annual Grammy Awards are scheduled for Sunday, February 4th at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. And Taylor Swift was seen on camera kissing Travis Kelce.
Oh, she was kissing Travis Kelce. Oh my God, it's such a world. Oh my God, it's such a terrible world. The Swifties are going to cry and love it. And the people that hate her are going to be like, I can't believe it.
The people are happier with it.
And me, I don't give a damn.
Many are switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love telehealth, huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy while you're taking care of your health care. Economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Noonan, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange.
NBC News Radio. I'm Troy Thomas. President Biden says the U.S. will respond after 3 American service members were killed in an overnight drone attack in Jordan.
We had a tough day last night. The Middle East lost 3 brave souls. An attack on our base.
Biden held a moment of silence while the soldiers killed during an event in South Carolina Sunday, calling it a tough day in the Middle East. It's the first time U.S. troops have been killed by enemy fire in the Middle East since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. Oklahoma Senator James Langford says he believes the border bill will pass. Speaking on CBS's Face the Nation, the Republican lawmaker said a number of senators are making judgments based on internet rumors and other misinformation.
I heard this comment that it weighs in
Things are freezing up here. I'm not going to be able to call the coach, so I guess. Oh well. This is kind of irritating right here. No, we don't end the process. It's supposed to work. Hopefully it's not interrupting my recording, because that would be kind of evil. Oh my God, really?
The Kansas City Chiefs will battle the San Francisco 49ers in Las Vegas on February 11th. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid.
Yeah, Taylor Swift's going to lead us on the field against Brock Purdy.
It's the 4th time in 5 seasons the Chiefs have advanced to the Super Bowl. You're listening to NBC News Radio.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to
Hey, wait a minute. Where did that go? I didn't take that out of there. Oh man. My spot is not in there. Why did that happen? Magically evil touches things. Magic evil touches things.
All of our information is available on our website at www.cowetaforest.org or follow us on Facebook.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson
Come on now.
Sweet Hay here in Noonan. Same great taste. The best chicken around. Fish dinners. Open.
I just added that in there. How could that not be? Ooh, guys, there's some kind of evil going on in this world.
Bring you the best chicken around. So today here in Newton.
Calvary Fellowship is an expository Bible teaching church where we study the Word of God line by line and we apply it life by life. We're here every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock.
Good morning, Cher. How you doing?
We look forward to having you join us. Our church offices are located in Sonoma, Georgia, 6855 Highway 16, Suite 102, Sonoma, Georgia. If you'd like to call us, our number is 770-755-8243. Or you can reach me, I'm Pastor Bob, at bob@calvarysonoy.org.
I don't get this.
You also can go to our website at www.calvarysonoy.org. You can reach our YouTube channel there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to wait a minute.
Join us at 10 o'clock right here.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE. Braves Country.
I might. No, it's not my technical difficulties. It's just I can't get into my email. One of my computers are down, and the other one I wanted to reboot, or wanted to reboot the page that I look up stuff on, and so I don't have the number I need to contact. So I'm gonna have to go. This has been rebooting all morning. I don't know what's wrong with it. Hold on a second. I'll be back.
In Columbus, it doesn't get any more local than the sports beat. We cover.
There we go.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin.
I got what I needed. Now we're good. I got it. It's a good thing I got everything else ready. This is just back up to what I need that comes up live.
Where about 350 Army and Air Force
At least not, at least everything's recorded properly. That's good.
President Biden blamed the attack on radical Iran-backed militant groups operating in Syria and Iraq. More than 30 service members were also injured in the attack at an outpost known as Tower 22, which provides support to U.S. Special Forces operating inside Syria.
The Pentagon has not released the identities of the victims yet. The U.S. and at least 8 other countries have paused financial support for the UN's Palestinian Relief Agency in Gaza after allegations dozens of staffers were involved in Hamas attacks in Israel. Correspondent Deborah Pata reports from Tel Aviv.
The suspension of funding could not have come at a worse time. Gaza is on the brink of famine. For the more than 2 million Palestinians in Gaza who depend on that aid, the cuts are potentially crippling.
Lawmakers in the Senate are closing in on a bipartisan deal to tighten security at the U.S. southern border. The GOP's lead negotiator, James Lankford, tells CBS's Face the Nation it gives the president new power.
This is a new authority to say when we can no longer detain and deport, when we can't process the people and actually make a decision right there at the border, then we'll actually turn those folks back around to Mexico and say we can no longer do that.
Speaker Mike Johnson predicts the deal will be dead on arrival in the House. Former President Trump says there's zero chance he'll back it. It'll be a dicey
he's not the
commute for a
president.
lot of people still
The views and opinions of this show and programs are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele.
All right, we're going to do it once more. And this time, no mistakes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good morning. Good morning. It's great to see you play. Good morning. Good morning to you. When the band began to play, the skies were shining bright. But now the milkman's on his way. It's too late to say goodnight. So say good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Glad there's a view in Seattle in the morning.
You're still going, you're still going, you're still going. Yes, you are. Welcome into the final period of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. In the second half of this period, we go inside the coach's corner. We'll talk with Coach Tommy Lewis, his thoughts on the Super Bowl right around the corner. As Brock Purdy and the 49ers will be taking on Taylor Swift, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. We'll talk about all that and more coming up this hour. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host with the most, the one, the only Ryan O'Neal, of course, and You know I'm the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast Shout It Out Loud across the RyanORadio media page, always working and still working even when other things are messed up. Across the Earth Rock Radio, Arizona, New Mexico, the Navajo Nation, internet and real radio out there. We're also across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally across the Jordan Communication and family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including the heartbeat of Atlanta, 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and we're right here in the midst of downtown Noonan. Welcome to the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown. You're so ready to go. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And to my haters, I only got one thing to say to you. Now listen up to this. I got to say this to my haters. Damn straight, I'm the man around here. I tell it like it is. Straight edge, independent skeptic. Tell you the truth. Tell me when I'm telling lies. That's what it is. Straight edge, independent skeptic. Keeping it right down the middle is what I do. Straight edge means no drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. My mind's 110%. I don't see lizard people in the corner. Actually, let me put my glasses on. That is a broom. Is it a lizard person? Nope, it's not. I don't see death and destruction among the world. And I'm an independent, which means I'm down the middle and look at both sides and go, well, one side says there's flat earth lizard people, the other side say they can be a parakeet. Oh, small portions of those sides do. I'm in the middle. And the major part, it's slowing up, but it's working. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, skeptic means the only thing I believe in is a Bible, baby. And yeah, for those haters out there, be like, well, there's stories in there about this, that, and the other. Yeah, there's stories for us as Christians to follow what not to do, not what to do, okay? I got to throw that out there. And I had a great time at church yesterday. And Pastor Ellison said they had a pastor's meeting in Montgomery, and they went to the Legacy Museum where there was pre-Civil War, Civil War, and post-Civil War. And he was talking about, the pastor was talking about how the post-Civil War was the death and destruction and murder of hangings of African-American people. And he was like, there was 5 or 6 in Coweta County because you could go there and click on any state and see how much it is. I've been there before too. I forgot to raise my hand when he said something, but I've been there before. Georgia has more. Alabama has more. All over the United States has this death and destruction of the African-American community. And no wonder people were like, hey, I don't feel any different. And this stuff, a lot of this stuff, you can look all the way up to the early 60s and 70s of people doing this stuff. It wasn't just back in the old worst days when they did things like that. It was mostly in the 60s, 70s, into the early 80s. Anyway, he was talking about that because he was using it as a point for his sermon yesterday about death and destruction and the evil of the world, and how, if you're a godly person, you go through this stuff that, basically he said that if you're going through some stuff, God is not punishing you if you're a godly person. Now, if you're not a godly person, well, hell yeah, my pastor didn't say this, but I said it, he's punishing you. He is. He's straight up punishing you. You're not a godly person, he's punishing you. He's taking from you, straight up. But I want to talk about that this morning just a little bit because I want to lead into what I was going to talk about this period before we had our friend, Coach Tommy Lewis, come in. 15 minutes past the hour, 42 degrees out there, beautiful sunny skies in the metro Atlanta area. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. We'll get into some sports news. I wanted to bring this up because I see so many people. And if you're a Christian, this is how you can argue some things. This is how nobody can beat me. This is why I say, tell me when I'm telling lies. Everything I've said about radio in the past 7 years, everything I've said about the podcasting, everything I've said about the Facebook, everything we've talked about with the Epstein list, all those people on both sides are there, whether you like somebody or not. Things I've been talking about with Vince McMahon last hour, where I put Vince McMahon in there, and we talked about him stepping down from TKO, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. This girl is suing him because he was sharing her, trafficking her amongst his friends within the company and outside the company. He even texted her and let her know that she was, he owned her basically, and what's between her legs, he could use it anytime for anybody he needed. And I guess that's how he's making some deals and stuff. Slim Jim dropped out, by the way, so I don't know if somebody in there did that. I don't know. Anyway, but they still had a commercial on Royal Rumble on the weekend. Also, this girl lived in the same building. Her parents had died. She needed a job. And she lived in the same building and Vince McMahon lived in. Went up there and asked her for a job. Well, I guess he gave her a job and other things extra. Now, I know there's so many people out there go, well, I feel sorry for our billionaires, all these billionaires and everything. Well, if they're so geniuses, if all these men were not crooks, okay, if all these multi-millionaires and billionaires were not crooks, then they would keep it in their pants, guys. Okay? Bill Gates keeps it in his pants. They would keep it in their pants. Okay? They would have a girlfriend if they wanted a girlfriend that they could trust instead of going and trying to play J.R. Unit on Dallas and chase every secretary in the office. And they go, well, she needed the money, so she did it because she was, I don't care what. Look, first of all, we put her, here's the thing, as a society, we're not supposed to judge as Christians, but as a society, we judge her for doing that when he did her wrong, took pictures of her and sent it around and used her so she could get paid. Then we judge the people living on the streets that are homeless that won't do that kind of thing. They're trash. Wow, these are all trash. Well, are you jealous? Are you jealous that you didn't do one of these two things? Are you jealous you're not living off the government? Are you jealous that you didn't sleep with a millionaire or a billionaire to get money? What is it? Or are you somebody who has a little bit of money, and I don't mean a millionaire, and you've used women this way? My question goes out to people that defend Vince McMahon for what he did. Now, people within the company are happy. A lot of his former employees are telling the truth. A lot of people are coming out. Vince is not liked, not because he was such a great boss and he was hardcore about his wrestling company, but because he chased all these women. And this woman is within the normal time frame to do this. And people that normally go, well, women that's waited 20 years shouldn't do that. Women that wait 20 years shouldn't do that. Women that wait 2 or 3 years, well, they shouldn't do that either. Well, anytime you defend this kind of person, that's the kind of person you are. Sorry. That's how I see it, and I always see the truth. Anybody that's listening to this show from day one knows when I say something, it's usually true. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Cher says she never was a fan of Vince McMahon. And as a fan of Vince, as a fan of the company, of watching the Royal Rumble, as a supporter over the years of watching this man and some things he did in good and bad, crooked stuff, get ahead, did what he did, putting his competition out of business, Oh, look, I don't care about all that. And I respected him for his marketing and everything, but I don't like his personal life. And I don't care. That's the same thing as some of the people on the Epstein's list, whether they're on the right or the left side. Some of the people, and I'm telling you right now, if just because you like something they might have said, don't mean just because you like a movie of them or something they said, or you bought Victoria's Secrets and everything, just because you liked all that and I'm just going to give them benefit of the doubt even though they're on that list. It's the same thing as saying, I'm going to give Vince benefit of the doubt because she knew what she was doing too with all those men. Well, she might have did, but she was forced into this kind of of labor because these rich billionaires wanted a little something that they couldn't get because they didn't look as good as Austin Theory could get a woman if he wanted one, and Grayson Waller and all these young men in the company that could actually go get women. These old billionaire men forcing themselves on these young girls that probably this girl would have if she would have met one of the Austin Theory or Grayson Waller, she probably would have liked them. They probably would have liked her, because, they actually were close enough to their age and, better looking than Vince ever was. Vince looks like an old man with black hair and he looks like a villain, like a 1970s cartoon villain, mustache and everything. Of course, Triple H didn't want to talk about it over the weekend, and he kind of let it go. But this is not the first time McMahon has been accused of this stuff, okay? And this is not the first time McMahon has been accused of this. And he's paid out women over the years. Now, there's going to be people that want to defend this and go, well, no, I don't. Unless you're the type of woman that go sleep with a billionaire and say it's your fault, or a millionaire, whether you're the type of man that goes out here in your 70s and chases all these young children and sit there and go, the Epstein list full of predators. Well, you're a predator too. If you're 78 years old going after a 20-year-old, that's a predator. I don't care if they're over age. Still a predator. You just didn't start when they were 16. Now, some of you might have did, but I'm just saying, this is sickening. Now, Vince is not on that list, thank God, but he don't have to be on that list for the things he didn't have to be on that list. He just chased every woman to come to work for him. When it became a publicly traded company, he didn't know how to keep it in his pants. It's like I said, you can take the boy out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park trash out of the boy. And look, I know this is going to hurt his family, Stephanie, Triple H. I know it's going to hurt him and everything. I know that they're hurt because somebody in the family has done this stuff, but I'm telling you right now, he needs to be pushed away from the family. Oh, he needs to get some help. No, he needs to go to jail. And this is why rumors of Shane McMahon not wanting to work with his father is because Shane is a good father, got 3 boys, want to bring up his boys to respect women and everything. And everybody go, well, Shane's just Well, now we know why Shane didn't want to be around his daddy. He wasn't like his daddy, okay? Because he was more like his mom, more about achieving things. I hope Stephanie's more like her mom too. But there won't be a McMahon. There's not a McMahon running this company, and everybody acts like those are memes that need to be. I care. And look, I'm a fan of the McMahon family, the wrestling company, what they produced and everything. But what he's done, I'm not a fan of what he did. So you're not going to hear me go defend him because I like the WWE. You're not going to hear me defend him because he brought me some great characters over the years. You're not going to hear me defend him because I like his brand of entertainment. Just like people want to defend some of the actors on the pedophile list, or some of the politicians on the pedophile list, or some of the business owners on the pedophile list. You ain't heard about that since the beginning of this month when people were named. Oh, we don't want to talk about it anymore. I just want to ignore it. And people are like, we live in an immoral world. No, we don't. The world's always been immoral. That's what the Bible said. The Bible says the world's always been immoral. But there's more moral people in this world that want the morality to have morals and have right. Whether they believe in God the way I do, or whether they believe in something else. There's more moral people in this world than there are anything. And yes, we need to call these people out. And yes, these billionaires need to lose their money. Vince is going to have to pay a lot of money out. There wouldn't be a lawsuit against this man, and there's going to be a lot of people. And John Laurinaitis, one of his top executives, I would say probably the former stepfather of the Bella twins. You remember watching Total Bellas or whatever? The Bella twins. John Laurinaitis used to be Johnny Ace back in the day. He was an executive in World Championship Wrestling and became an executive in WWE when WWE took over World Championship Wrestling back years ago. He was one of his top guys. So, and Ronda Rousey feels like that if Bruce Pritchard is still within the company, that Vince is going to have some kind of extension in there. Vince wants to continue to what? To run into the office and get women? I don't understand this. Tell me when I'm telling lies, folks. You can't tell me when I'm telling lies. I will not defend anyone, by God, anybody, no matter who they are, what I like about them, what I like they supposedly stood for. I'm not going to defend them. I'm going to call them out like I do everybody else. And if I can call out Vince McMahon for what he did, and anybody that knows me personally, and anybody who listens to the show knows I do a lot of wrestling news. If I will not defend Vince McMahon and want to see him punished to the extent of the law, and glad that he stepped down from TKO and the board of directors and everything, then you should think about the people you support out there. and stop going, dang, I'm going to make an excuse for him. You make an excuse for him sounds to me like you're like him. You're just like him. All right. The Atlanta Falcons believe their new head coach, Coach Morris, is the right fit and the right leader in the future. In an interview, after interviewing Bill Belichick and others, team owner Arthur Blank said that Coach Morris is the right fit. The 47-year-old is the first ever black full-time head football coach in Falcons history, ladies and gentlemen. And Morris is ready for the 2024-2025 Dirty Birds. I'm ready for it too, because we got the Super Bowl coming up February 11th. After games yesterday had the Ravens lose to Taylor Swift and the Chiefs 17-10, and the Lions were beating the 49ers in the first half going into the first half of the game. The 49ers come back in the second half. They pulled a University of Alabama Nick Saban second half, come from behind and defeated the Lions 34-31, leading Brock Purdy and the 49ers to the Super Bowl. Like I told you, I predicted this. I predict them winning. But if the Chiefs win, it's all because star quarterback Taylor Swift was kissing on Travis Kelce yesterday, which made the social media world jump up in arms. The Swifties were like, oh my God, they're kissing. And then the people that were against Taylor Swift, because like, she don't vote the way I vote. I hate her. I literally hate her. Why is she kissing on him out there? Rah, rah, rah. Me, I don't really give a rat's tail what happened. I don't care. It was a football game. I don't care that his girlfriend come out and kiss him. I don't listen to her music, so I don't care. I'm not offended by her politics because I don't care. I'm not gonna jump up and down and dance because she kissed him. I don't care. If you care this much on one side or the other, you might need to go see a therapist. It's a football game, folks. It's about Taylor Swift. It's about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and Andy Reid taking on Brock Purdy and the 49ers in 2 weeks. Okay? Brock Purdy. 49ers erased that 17-point deficit and against the Lions advanced to the Super Bowl, man. Now, I'm just telling you, if you have an opinion one way or the other, Travis Kelce did lead the defense with the Chiefs passing out the Ravens. That's why she went out there and kissed her boyfriend, okay? She was proud of him. And so many Swifties went crazy going, oh, it's so sweet, it's so nice. And then so many people that hated her, rah, 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 grumpy old men, rah, 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 rah. Who cares? Okay, who gives a rat's tail? If you give a rat's tail that she went on the field and kissed Travis Kelce, you were excited for it, you need to go get some mental health. You got a mental health issue, you need to get some mental help. If you were so pissed off about it and you're tired of seeing her and you want to throw a hissy fit about it when the games come on, then let me tell you something. You need some help. Because look, I knew since they started the day she started dating him that she was going to be a focal point at every damn time the Chiefs played, and it gave a bigger viewing audience. Let's just be honest. Oh, Lord. And one more note before we get ready to take a break, because we're going to talk more sports here in just a few moments with our head football coach, our good friend, the one, the only. You got it right. His name is Tommy Lewis. That's coming up next. But first, I want to tell you something. If you guys read the Bible and somebody comes up to you and they start arguing with you, I don't know why some of these street preachers and everything hasn't used this thought process. When they start telling you everything you're preaching, and they start telling you all the stuff that's bad in the Bible, you're going to go, yeah, you know why it's in there? Why? It's to show us what not to do. Back in a moment.
I'm Amy with Penitentiary. Serve the Cody and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn new things.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
I'm all right, Rhino. How you doing?
I'm doing good for a Monday morning once again. At least this.
Thank God it's Monday.
I know, right? After a long weekend of rain, a long week of rain, and then cool again, and Super Bowl champions, and Brock Purdy and the 49ers are going to be taking on Taylor Swift and the Chiefs next February 11th.
Isn't that the truth? I know there are a lot of people pulling for the Ravens, not just for Lamar Jackson, but also they're tired of seeing Taylor Swift.
I know, but she's brought a lot of eyes to the. Brought a lot of eyes to the product and a lot of money to the product. So
I'm gonna tell you what, I know the NFL ain't complaining.
No, they're not. They are not complaining. Nope.
So yeah, it was big weekend, and looking forward to the week ahead. Everything's rolling on good. You doing good?
I am doing good. Getting ready to go into a new month and trying to get everything back to normal, because the first month of the year is always trying to finish up last year and start this year and get everything who, what, where, when, and why. You know, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're going through a lot of the same kind of stuff. We had a great open house this past Saturday. I can't believe I didn't mention that in last week's show, but we had an open house here at Landmark. It went well. I remember
All right.
somebody about how our open house is really well. They're like, "You're selling your house? Y'all moving?" I was like, no, not that kind of open house. No, that open house is cool.
There you go. Well, we're getting ready to go on, Coach. We'll talk about all the stuff that went on this week and everything, and then we'll talk about the NFL.
All right, sounds great.
Sounds good. Welcome back into the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are in lockdown with us. It's a Monday armchair quarterback Monday, or whatever we want to call it. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, inside the coach's corner, our favorite head football coach, athletic director with the Landmark Christian War Eagles, the one, the only, Coach Tommy Lewis. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you on this Monday morning?
Hey, thank God it's Monday. Lord's given us another day, and we're excited.
Amen. I am for that for sure. And it's a little warmer, a little cooler tonight. We get all that rain and warm up over the weekend, and then we just get back cold. I mean, January, it's just wow.
Yeah, no kidding. I tell you what, we had some balmy days last week with all that rain, and then walked out this morning and pow, winter hit me right back in the face.
I know, you're like, wait a minute, I got to go get a heavier jacket on this morning.
Yeah, no doubt. I was thinking that might have put the winter coat away for good, but no. Not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso says.
That's right, not so fast. Oh, man. Well, it's great to hear from you. I know you had a great week last week and everything. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk a little NFL football in just a few moments before we end the conversation. But let's talk about what's going on at Landmark. Last week was heading up to this week, all the good things. And I want to talk about your open house first. And was you having an open house?
Yeah, we did. That was my fault for not mentioning that last week on the show, Rhino. But we had an open house this past weekend at Landmark. Families from all around that were interested in Landmark, wanted to learn more, maybe even moving forward with an application. We had almost 200 folks here on campus on Saturday, Rhino, and it was just really, really fantastic to see. And then I kind of swung by the admissions office this morning to see if we had generated any firm interest through that open house, and we already had some applications. So it was a great weekend, a great time to be able to share with everybody that came to open house our vision for our school and why we exist.
Right.
To educate the next generation to make an impact on the world for Jesus Christ, and just to be able to use the academic academics here, the athletics, and the arts here to that end. And it was just great being able to meet people that are looking for that for their children, their family, and to be able to show them around and have them meet the great people here at Landmark that we have. And so it was a great time. And so, I know we usually talk about this at the end of the show, Rhino, but any folks out there that want to be a part of a Christian community and get a Christian education for their children and set them up well, for life eternal with a relationship with the Lord, but also for this life. I mean, the Lord says that he came to give his life and life to the full, and not just eternal life, not just in the sweet by and by, but also to be overcomers in this life. So folks out there looking for that kind of education for their children and to set them up for success in this life and the life to come, please come on by and visit us. The sooner the better, because we're going to be getting these applications rolling, and don't want anybody to get turned around because we're full.
That's right, guys. Come on and join. And I just want to say that maybe some of those kids that are out there needing great education, they might want to join a great athletic program or a drama program or something at the school, because we know that some of the athletes at Landmark are great actors as well and great wrestlers. So if your kids out there, and you're looking for a great education under a Christian level and they play football, come on and talk to Landmark Christian, because they'd love to have you.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, one of our alumni, Donald Fain, who went on to play football at Stetson University.
Right.
And he got the opportunity to play in the NFL with the Jacksonville Jaguars, among other teams. And now he's currently playing in the UFL. He's currently part of the defending champion organization of the XFL, the Arlington Renegades. Well, Donald's coming to speak to our community this Wednesday evening, just about his journey and about how Landmark set him up for success. Again, both at the college level and then even at the NFL level, he draws on the things he learned from his Landmark education, to get to be the man he is today. So we're looking forward to hearing from one of our own, NFL, XFL, UFL football player, Donald Fain, this Wednesday. So, those are the kind of success stories we have here. I mean, right now we also have Joey Blunt, who's in the NFL, went to UVA, again, a great school, great football program, Division I. Now he's in the NFL playing. He played with the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. He finished the season with the Cardinals this year. And so many more that folks that come through these hallways at Landmark want to be successes in their areas of expertise. And so yeah, just please come on, make an appointment with our admissions office and come see us. We'd love to have you.
There you go, definitely so. And glad to hear Donald's coming back to his home to speak with his home school, to speak with the students there and everything. And I know he's getting geared up for the UFL, which is later on in spring. And we're going to be getting geared up for some high school football action too with the spring. And we're going to be talking about the Landmark Christian War Eagles and what you guys got going into the 2024-25 season. But let's continue on with some of the other sports that we got going on. What is going on with some finals coming up and beginning in spring around the corner and all that good stuff?
Yes, sir. Well, we had a relatively speaking, a light week last week, Rhino.
Right.
We did have a couple of basketball games. We also had a swim meet going on, and our wrestlers are gearing up for states. We already had state duels. And so now, this weekend, they'll compete in area individual wrestling. We will host that this coming weekend here at the Brick House on Saturday. The matches begin, I believe, at 8 a.m. And so they'll compete against the other schools in our area for the right to go to the state championships in individual wrestling. So that's going on. Our basketball team, both of our basketball teams this past weekend, Rhino, had buzzer beaters, had exciting games down at Elka. It was just so awesome for our young ladies and our young men to be able to go down there in a hostile environment and come out on top. Our Lady War Eagles off with a literal buzzer beater at the end of regulation to win that game, 42-41. We were down a point. See if I can paint a good picture for your listeners, Rhino. Down a point. Elka has the ball. They're inbounding at about half court, and sophomore Taylor Casson, who's likely to be drafted out of high school in baseball. He's a tremendous baseball player, plays basketball as well. I'm hoping to get him on the football field this coming year. He talked about it a little bit, but Taylor is playing the ball as they're trying to inbound. He steals the ball and takes it all the way with just under 3.5 seconds to go. He dribbles down the court, right to the rack, lays it in as the buzzer goes off, and we end up winning 42-41. So, of course, our kids and our coaches stormed the court, and we're so excited for them and their victory, and was a lot of fun to see that. And so they continue to work through their our basketball programs continue to work through their region schedule. That's got a big week ahead as far as region. We have senior night tomorrow night here at the Brick House on our main campus, playing against Towers High School out of DeKalb County. They're in our region. It'll be senior night tomorrow night. Have everybody come out and support our seniors. The senior recognition will take place right around 6:30ish, maybe closer to 7, depending on when the girls' game ends. The girls' game tips off at 5:30, and then we'll do our recognition of all of our winter senior athletes. Our cheerleaders, both our boys and girls basketball program, and our boys and girls swimmers, and our young men wrestlers. All the seniors of the 2024 class will be recognized. So we'd love to have a great crowd for them. So come out and support our basketball team, support our winter sports athletes, our senior athletes, and then the guys will cap the evening off with a tip-off right after the senior recognition. That's all happening Tuesday night, tomorrow night here at Landmark on the main campus in the Brick House gym. That pretty much wraps up everything. I guess, and then swimming continues to march toward the states. They have one more meet, to try to qualify. Right now, again, Phoebe Lickey is our lone qualifier in states, but so we're excited for her. She's going to go on to swim at Milligan University.
Wow.
And but our swimmers have had a great season. We've actually had a couple of our school records broken this year, so a great year. And cheering Phoebe on. States are next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday down at Georgia Tech. But yeah, and then this week we've already started track and field and baseball, but now tennis and golf get cranked up this week. Today is the first day for varsity tennis tryouts and practice, and then Wednesday is our first day of golf practice and tryouts. So lots going on here, Rhino, for sure, with these winter sports and spring sports overlapping.
Yeah.
Admittedly, we don't have too many of our football players in the weight room right now because of all the different sports going on. And
right.
Our football players are multi-sport athletes, and so with all the different sports going on right now, a little bit light in the weight room, but we still had a small group this morning, 0 period listen. Love these guys; they're dedicated, want to get it in, and lots going on in season. Seasons crank up, and with our off-season conditioning for football. So plenty to go on around here, Ryan, that's for sure.
Well, it sounds good because the baseball season's around the corner. We're so many days till in the major leagues, with probably less than 20 days now for pitchers and catchers to show up. So baseball is right around the corner. And so I know high school baseball is picking up and everything. So what are we expecting from the baseball team this season?
Our baseball program is led by former Major League player, 15-year Major League player, Scott Fletcher, and he's our head varsity coach, and he's very excited about the year ahead. One of our seniors, and potentially 2 of our seniors, are going to be going on to play college baseball. Max Echeverria and Hayden Cruz are two guys that are looking at playing college ball. They played multiple positions for us at Landmark, but their primary position is pitcher. And so they're very excited about the season ahead. And as I mentioned before, Taylor Casson is only a sophomore, but he's projected to be drafted right out of high school. He's quite an athlete, quite a player. So our baseball program is very excited about the season ahead and is looking to do big and great things for sure.
Sounds good. Well, Coach, now that we got some great high school athletics going on at Landmark, what's going on in between the in between the winter and spring sports lapping over, let's talk about football, which we all love. Well, at least you and I love, and majority of our listeners love. Of course, we got UFL coming on later on, spring high school football game, CFL, but the Super Bowl is just a couple of weeks away. It's February 11th. We'll have a representative from the station there from the Rod Peterson show will be there as well on Radio Row. But also, ladies and gentlemen, coming up in 2 weeks, it's going to be Brock Purdy and those 49ers that I predicted earlier this year taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs coming up in a couple of weeks. Your thoughts on the games this weekend and heading into the Super Bowl, Coach?
Yes, sir. Well, I tell you, for you to predict the 49ers to get there, that's saying something right there, Rhino, because, while they certainly did have a good season, there were plenty of teams in the NFC that challenged them over the course of the season, and the Cowboys were right in the mix there for a while, and they just couldn't seem to finish it. And of course, the Detroit Lions took them all the way for the full 60 minutes last night. Lions had a great season. Their best really since 1957. That's a long time.
It was.
So it was great to see them. But yeah, predicting the Niners, pretty impressive, Rhino. They looked impressive last night.
They did.
Brock Purdy, I tell you what, that young man will you watch the game, and he drove me crazy that first half.
I know, right?
He makes some questionable throws, questionable decisions. Seems like he just kind of he can't get comfortable out there, and it kind of shows the way he plays and the way he leads the team. They really struggled in that first half, down 24-7 at halftime. And then this other guy comes out in the second half. Brock Purdy looked like a seasoned veteran, a leader, a warrior, just unflappable, threw the ball when he needed to throw the ball, ran the ball when he needed to run the ball.
Two different guys.
Checked it down when he needed to check it down, threw it away when he needed to throw it away. It seemed like he couldn't make any wrong decisions or bad decisions in the second half. And they came roaring back and held on to win at the end because, like I said, the Lions didn't go away into that pretty good night very easily. But yeah, Purdy was very impressive. The team, to me, I know everybody was talking about Lamar Jackson being MVP.
Right.
To me, the MVP is Christian McCaffrey.
There you go. Yes.
That guy, and I'm a Lamar Jackson fan.
I know.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's a phenomenal athlete, and we'll get to his game in a minute going against the Chiefs last night. But Christian McCaffrey is so many different things to his team, and he is the steady one on that team. Again, Brock Purdy did an amazing job in that second half, but Christian McCaffrey, he had the lone touchdown in the first half. He seemed to be kind of bottled up and contained in that first half by the Lions defense. But to Kyle Shanahan's credit, he knows his players and he knows he can count on Christian McCaffrey. He kept handing the ball off to him, kept dumping it off to him in the passing game, and sure enough, McCaffrey scores another touchdown. He gets first down after first down. 4 or 5 yards a pop. When he was only getting 1 or 2 yards, it seemed like most of the time in the first half. And I just think McCaffrey is the most valuable player to his team and in the league. what a football player. I mean, to me, he encompasses everything that you want in a football player. Toughness as well as talent, calm under pressure as well as excited and enthusiastic. I mean, he's just everything you want in the game. And so, it was a lot of fun watching them. And then, who did you think was going to win that Chiefs-Ravens game?
Well, I was hoping the Ravens were going to win with Lamar Jackson and give him kind of his opportunity to go to the Super Bowl to challenge the 49ers. I was kind of hoping, but to be honest with you, after the last couple of weeks, I started going, well, I think the Chiefs are going to take it. And everybody's like, why? I'm like, well, there's a lot behind them. I mean, there's a lot of media behind them. And with Taylor Swift showing up to every single game this year, I had a feeling that the Chiefs were going to have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, not only just because of that, but Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, let alone, let's leave Taylor out of it. They're a fantastic duo.
Yeah, no, they're definitely a talented team. Now, you're not implying that the league wanted to make sure that all the Swifties follow the Chiefs all the way to the Super Bowl, are you? You're not implying that the league had something to do with it.
No. I would never do such a thing. But it seems about like that. But I started thinking, I was thinking that her popularity would have been best at the Super Bowl. But I think she's going to be overwhelming when you've got Reba McEntire and Post Malone and Usher performing there. Everybody's going to be saying, well, why is Taylor not performing? So,
Yeah, well, she's just along for the ride. She's just a fan.
I know.
I guess, but her relationship with Kelce. But yeah, no, I thought the Ravens were going to win. I honestly thought they were the better team. I thought the Ravens defense would be up to the task. And quite frankly, and I think they were. I mean, you hold the Chiefs and all that talent, like you said, Mahomes, Kelce, Pacheco, Valdez Scantling, they have a lot of talent there. Rashee Rice, some really good football players. They have a tremendous line up front, and they have a good defense too. But so the Ravens defense to me did what they needed to do. You can hold the Chiefs. What they end up with, 17 points? Is that right?
Somewhat. Yep. It was 17 to 10, I think.
17 to 10. I think if you hold the Chiefs to 17 points, and you're one of the top teams in the league, then you should be able to win the game. I was admittedly very disappointed in the Ravens offense. I felt like, and again, I'm not in their practices. I'm not in their meetings.
Right.
I don't know all the conversations that take place. But like you opened the show with, as an armchair quarterback on Monday morning, while I'm watching that game, I just kept waiting for Lamar to take over, to use his athleticism. Sure, drop back, go through your read progression if you don't see anybody open, which the Chiefs did a tremendous job of covering people downfield.
Right.
We knew that was going to be the case going into it. They have all pro DBs all over the place. All right, Lamar, take over with your legs. And I felt like he had a few opportunities to do that, but it was almost like he wanted to prove to everybody that he could be a traditional NFL drop-back quarterback.
Right.
He kept trying to stay in the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, try to find somebody to throw to, and he would run out of time. And it just seemed to me like there were opportunities for him to take off, being one of the best athletes in the NFL, being one of the fastest athletes in the NFL, with that ball in his hands, just to kind of take over and do what he does,
right,
and run the ball when he needed to. And he just seems so reluctant to do that, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it was part of the game plan. I don't know. Like I said, if subconsciously he just wanted to prove to everybody that he could do it, in a traditional way. But he didn't seem like Lamar to me.
Right.
And the game plan didn't seem to fit Lamar like it had so many times
before,
during the season. Where they could outside the pocket, with a play design, not just because he's a good athlete, that he would do it himself, but also through play design, more RPOs, more run pass options, get the defense guessing, does Lamar have it? Does the running back have it? No, wait a minute, is Lamar going to throw? And to me, there were just too many shotgun drop back passes.
Right.
I was very disappointed. And again, maybe the Chiefs took it all away. I doubt it.
Right.
The opportunities for Lamar to run with the ball, but for credit to the Chiefs, they contained one of the best athletes in the league. They held the Ravens to 10 points. The Ravens had been a juggernaut over these last few weeks offensively. So kudos to the Chiefs. And we'll be a Chiefs 49ers matchup in the Super Bowl in Las Vegas.
Well, we'll talk about that next Monday when we talk about some other stuff going on at Landmark too, Coach, because we've got a little time. February the 11th is the big game. It's going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we'll have a representative out there from the station, the Rod Peterson Show, weekdays from 12 to 2. Well, Coach, tell everybody how to follow you guys. And we've already talked about some of the stuff that's going on there, but how to follow you guys and all that good stuff.
Yes, sir. Well, we're obviously on the web. Please visit our website. We keep everything up to speed there with what's going on, both in athletics and the arts and on our campus. And of course, if there's a family out there that does want to visit us, please make an appointment with our admissions office. All the information is online under the admissions link of how to get in touch with them. And again, we have a great week ahead this week with senior night tomorrow night. We have a home soccer scrimmage this Thursday. Again, soccer's already cranked up with practices. We'll now have a scrimmage this Thursday at home. The girls play at 5, the boys play at 7 p.m. And then again, we're hosting our traditional area wrestling this Saturday, and all that cranks up at 8 a.m. And we'd love for everybody to come out and support our athletes, and love to see everybody at the different venues we have here on campus. But yeah, please make an appointment. Come see us at Landmark, and we'll be cheering on the War Eagles this week for sure.
There you go. Well, Coach, anything else you'd like to add before we let you get out of here?
You know it, Rhino. Can't thank you guys enough there at WQEE. Rhino, you're a good man, and you work with a great company there that does a lot in our community. Appreciate you and appreciate the opportunity of being on with you, Rhino.
I thank you as well, Coach. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Inside the Coach's Corner with our favorite head football coach and athletic director, Coach Tommy Lewis from the Landmark Christian War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Back in a moment. All right, Coach. Awesome as always.
Brother, I appreciate you, man. Hey, just real quick, I can't remember if I shared it with you or not. I'm stepping back from some of my athletic duties. I'm not going to be AD starting next year.
Okay.
I'm just going to be football coach. So, starting next year, we'll be able to just talk about football if you want to.
All right, sounds good to me.
Yeah, man. But anyway, I just want to give you a heads up, and we can talk more about the transition maybe later on in the semester.
Sounds good to me. It's all good. Sounds good to me, Coach.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, Ronald. Have a great week.
You do.
All right, my brother.
All right, brother. Bye. Oh, I got to go ahead and let's go ahead and shut it off. You have a great rest of your day, too. Ooh, it's 41 there. 41 in Tennessee. You're a couple of degrees below us. All right. Thank you, Gail, for joining us. All right. We're going to get out of here. You guys have a great day. Thanks to Coach Tommy Lewis for joining with us. We'll have more tomorrow on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Stay tuned for At Home with Allison and another repeat of Focus on the Family. Sports lineup 12 to 5 today. It is 12 to 2, the Rod Peterson Show. 2 to 3, the Sports Beat Richard Holdridge. 3 to 5, Braves Country HD Alive. And Rick Smith Show at 5 p.m. to take you through the news hour. and the 5 o'clock hour traffic. You guys have a great day. Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a great, great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Ooh. Will it go off?